Welcome to episode 299 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. I just sounded like I had a MZ accent there for a second.
That was nice.
Navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters. We drink booze. We win championship belts. And we also do what Raven Shadow thinks is the penultimate episode.
No, I know it now.
What is it?
It's the one before the final one.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see if you can remember that a year from now.
Or next week.
I know we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just took a while. But isn't there something before, like the big one, though?
It's the big one.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, like a tightening in the chest. No, but isn't there like, I don't know. I don't know. I think you guys are wrong.
Look up fucking Webster's Dictionary, you asshole.
I think you're in cahoots.
No, I don't think we're.
All right, well, then fine. Then it's me.
it is you.
I tell you to look it up on your phone, but it's brutal watching you type on it.
Well, I'm not wearing my new glasses.
Like a 60-year-old man
Why
trying
aren't
to
you
operate.
wearing your new glasses, though?
Because I'm wearing my sunglasses.
Yeah, but no one can tell that because they're like 70s. Like, you have the same sunglasses my grandpa had.
Well, he has good taste.
Like, if you ever watch the live chat, you just look like you have glasses on.
No, this is my sunglasses.
I know that this is sunglasses, but you can't tell.
I can't.
Maybe the tint's coming off.
Yeah,
it just
I
looks
can't
like
really
glasses.
tell.
These are the same sunglasses I've had since NCW.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Well, obviously,
you've been
'cause
wearing
you-
the same ones for the longest time.
Yeah.
because you can't see out of them.
Well,
What about?
Mr. Magoo?
Didn't you get a new subscription or prescription?
Yeah, a new subscription.
A new subscription to
It's a-
glasses.
Yeah, it's a good eyes monthly.
Does that is not being able to see explain in NCW why your kicks were about a small person away from who you were kicking?
Is that good or bad?
No, real bad. It's supposed to look like you're actually hitting people, not that you could like put another person in between you and the person you're pretending to kick.
I had good kicks. I had a good spin kick.
The zero-budget indies laugh at you.
Well, everyone on fucking Earth laughs at you. Okay, don't hurt my feelings. I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
Oh, so what?
But I'm the world champ.
To be fair, you weren't the recently deceased Bruno Sammartino either, DC-10. So
No, I wasn't.
All right,
I was more David Sammartino, where my career was very short-lived and nobody remembered me.
Well, let me quickly run down what we're doing tonight since I didn't end up doing it until almost an hour in last week. So on tonight's show, we're keeping it kind of low-key. It's the one before the one. Raven Shadow, man, why didn't you bring your new glasses? You're looking at that. It's like literally an inch from your face.
It's brutal, isn't it?
It's like,
Wow.
He's like,
all the coolness
Dude,
you think you're getting from your glasses is eliminated by when you're fucking reading. Have to put your phone up your
yeah,
nose to read it.
they're really not that cool.
Oh, well,
I
I
mean,
mean, medical
can I-
problems.
Seeing is cool.
Picture you driving with those things on. You must be like with your nose to the steering wheel. And
Seeing
you're
is
looking
cool.
around.
Seeing is cool.
I'm not reading when I'm driving because that's illegal.
Aries, you're closest. Slap him.
No, beard. Beard attack.
That's sexy. Yeah, you can put your beard.
So
Makes me sad.
Just for the live folks out there, if you guys are watching live, our chat is not working tonight because apparently the site that provides our Chatwing, looks like their entire site is down. So if you are watching live, head to trickortreatradio.com where you normally would watch it. Click the watch live, and I put the link right above the video, so you can click on that, and then you can chat there. So we already have some people that are in there. We got Leanna, we got Pabst hanging out. Nice. So glad that you guys are able to find that and get the chat working. Hopefully Chatwing comes up, but I just did a search, and it looks like it's been down for almost a week. So probably since we probably broke it with last week's episode.
It seems like a holdout from like a 90s Batman spinoff.
Chatwing. Yeah, we may have to find something else if Chatwing doesn't come back, but it's free, so it worked well. So we'll look into that. But yeah, if anyone watching live, head on over to YouTube and you can comment there. So tonight we, like I said, keeping it kind of low key. Next week is episode 300. We got some big plans. We'll talk about those soon. Actually, I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait till midway through the episode. I'll tell you guys about that soon. But tonight's show, we're going to be talking about a film called I Killed Giants, which is based on a graphic novel written by Joe Kelly.
Red Sox pitcher Joe Kelly.
No.
No.
Wrong dude.
Swing and a miss.
Not only could he write a good story, but damn, he knows how to fight.
And MZ is referring to a fight that just happened in the Red Sox game last week. So we're going to be talking about that film, and also the question we posed this week was, I decided, I don't know how many cinematic giants there are. I don't know that there's a ton, so I decided to go with fictional giants. So I want to know your favorite fictional giant. So if you guys are listening to this live and you'd like to submit some feedback, we already got some entries, so we appreciate that. But if you guys want to also get involved, feel free to send an email, voicemail. If you guys don't know, I think most people know this, but most phones these days have voice memo apps or voice recorder. You can go ahead, just record your voice, and then email it directly from the app. Send it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com, and you can go ahead and send us a voicemail. Raven Shadow,
know that?
He just blew your mind, didn't he,
Is
with
this
that
a
one?
revelation?
He was looking at you like you were talking about arcane magic.
Oh no, I know. I like that. I used to leave a lot of messages that way, but my voice thing is broken.
Your voice is broken. Your voice
thing
box
is broken. What do
It
you
won't
mean?
send.
The voice thing is broken.
It's probably because your email is fucked.
Yeah.
Because you have, it's like an email problem a week with you.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking emails. Difficult.
No, they're not.
But no, I can't send. That's why, like on other shows, I had to leave you messages on your actual like phone.
I know.
You know.
It's annoying.
Oh well, it sucks being a producer. You know?
Yeah, it does. And it sucks too.
It sucks too. You do a really good job, though, Johnny.
So that's,
I think I'm in the market for a new partner. Don't we have like a fucking like shake up like a Trick or Treat Radio shake up?
yeah,
Like
at episode 300, yeah.
yeah, we get CDR and Jakey gets Raven Shadow.
No, I think I
Poor
got
Jakey.
some medical problems and some technology problems, and we're getting there.
That's it? That's the only problems you have?
No, it's the only
Must be hard being a producer.
It must be hard being a producer.
Yeah, it must be hard just showing up every week, and that's all you didn't only watching a movie sometime.
But the key is I've been watching the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Lately, you have been. You've been very good. I don't know what
You
the
have
streak
been.
is.
You have been.
I don't know what his streak is right now. It's
Look
it's
at
up
what
there.
Let's not talk about it. He'll probably forget.
Yeah.
He'll probably screw it up.
Well, it's fair. It's a matter of time, I suppose. I tend to screw up most things.
He was doing good around 199. So
Yeah, I don't think he's lost. I don't think he's missed a film this year yet. Huh?
No, we had some good films this year.
Well, that's not the issue. The point is, you haven't missed any.
Well, I wouldn't say I missed
Good
the other
or
ones
bad.
either, but man, it all worked out.
are we done yet?
I don't know.
I'm ready.
Almost. So that's what's going on for tonight. Next week, you know what? Let's talk about next week.
Yeah.
So in the past, for milestone episodes, what have we done? We've patted ourselves on the back. And we've celebrated us.
Yes.
We celebrated the show. Not every single milestone. Like, I want to say for episode 50, I think we did Miami Connection, and we talked a little bit about Far Cry Blood Dragon, right?
And we had who was it from Alamo Draft House? I forget his name. Zach Carlson.
Yep,
That's
we
right,
had Zach
yes.
Carlson on. And we also had Lucian Solban.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, real nice guy. So we had, so we did kind of, it was sort of an ode to the 80s, if you will, 80s aesthetic, and we talked about a couple things there. But you know what? Like in subsequent milestones, I don't know that we did anything as, I think we did focus on some other things, but I don't think it was as,
No, it was hand jobby.
yeah, it was a little bit too hand jobby.
Well, that's
I didn't like
fun.
it. No, it's not. I hate it.
Not like Nicole Kidman, but more like a sensual one.
Just to show you how different I am than some of you guys on Elm Street Kids,
Yeah.
I found out that we hit a milestone when we were numbering the episodes, like a week after we had done it or something like that.
Number 10.
Yeah, like You know, we wouldn't have made it to number 5 if you were in charge of this one. You wouldn't even know how to turn it on.
Well, that's why we have experts in different fields. Johnny's a producing expert.
How far did you guys get on that show? I forget.
Avery's a beard expert.
We're
Right,
up
I
to
can
like
look- I can
50,
look up a
50
expert.
some odd episodes.
It was a few. It was more than that. It was more
59.
It was more than all your podcasts.
59.
He did 59.
I got podcasts in Canada. You just never hear them over here.
Just like your girlfriend.
Is it about French vampires?
Oh.
Dude, fucking Hossman has been more podcasts than you have.
Well, there's lots of them. Lots
Hank Aaron fell asleep.
So next week, I guess we'll talk about that. Next week, what we're going to do for episode 300, we are not going to talk about ourselves. We're going to talk about something that was very influential to most, if not all of us on the show. And that was a little magazine. Every month it would come out. You'd go to the bookstore, the newsstand, wherever. Where did you buy it, Mars?
Well, I bought them.
Bookstores mostly.
Originally, it was at the Walden Books in,
yeah.
or Book Corner, I think it was called, in Lincoln Plaza. It had big orange doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put it at the bottom of my magazine pile under the Wrestler magazine.
Oh, yeah.
So my grandmother didn't know I was buying them.
Over 50 magazine. Yes.
So it was a very influential magazine. A lot of us used to buy it back in the day, and it really was the only place to get your horror news. I mean, there might have been some other ways to get it, but this was the best way. And it was sort of that kind of underground thing where you got it, and it felt like you shouldn't have it sometimes. I guess depending on your age.
Yeah, no, no.
And that would be Fangoria.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, since it was so influential to all of us and to the show and with Fangoria Radio and everything that they've done over the years, next week we're going to do a tribute to Fangoria. So episode 300 is going to be a tribute to Fangoria. We have some guests lined up. We're still working on some others, so I'm not going to announce all the guests yet. But we do have some lined up, and I'm really looking forward to just talking about the past, the present, and the future of Fangoria, and just kind of reminiscing with some folks. And we want you guys involved. So instead of, I guess if you want to talk something specific about this show, that's fine. It is a milestone episode, but I would prefer if you guys would tell us your memories of Fangoria. Let us know what are some of your favorite issues. Tell us some stories about how you first encountered the magazine. How, like how Dynamo used to get it when he used to kind of hide it because he wasn't supposed to get it.
Because everything was so cheap that my Grammy would give me $5 to, buy a few things. And over 2 Saturdays, I've bought every comic on the spinner rack and now moved on to Savage Sword of Conan and Pro Wrestling Illustrated and all the other stuff.
Yeah. So that's what the deal is. It's kind of open-ended. Anything. If you found your favorite movie just from Fangoria, or some imagery that really kind of stuck with you, because I'm sure there's a lot of stories of that, definitely let us know. So you can we'd prefer voicemails as always. We love hearing you guys' voice, but we also will accept email, tweets, however you can get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you guys. So let me just run through the ways you can touch base. If it's Twitter, @TheDeadites. If you guys want to send an email or a voicemail, podcast @trickortreatradio.com. You can also head to trickortreatradio.com, click on contact, and right there on the webpage, click email us or leave a voicemail. So if you want to just take the guesswork out of it, you can do it right from the website, trickortreatradio.com. Click contact. There's a couple ways you can do it there. And I believe you can leave a voicemail even on your smartphone. I think it works on smartphones now, or definitely computers. So whatever works for you. And we would definitely love to hear from you guys. Any of your stories about Fangoria Magazine. And even if it was like related to, let's say, Fangoria Radio or any of the personalities, anything with Tony Timpone or Mike Ingold or any of the people that worked for Fangoria, whether you met them, whether you went to the Fangoria convention that they had.
Yeah,
which
I did.
I went to one of them as well. And in New York City, I want to say early 2000s, maybe 2001.
Yeah, it was. I remember you guys going to the 2001 or 2000. I think it's 2001.
2001,
Yeah.
Fango Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Dynamo! Skeletron's in the chat room.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I met Skeletron
That's it. Yeah.
on Saturday.
Oh, did
Be on
you?
our best behavior.
Yep. At Dynamo's birthday party. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. See,
MZ.
Aries was
so
there.
my special lady friend had a Deadite centric get together because last year 500 people showed up.
We're at the rock
house.
show.
Yeah, and it was very stressful for me. This year, and the other thing, most of the Deadites came, and most of the radio personalities came, but not Monster Zero. And I even specifically, another reason I wanted to have it be Deadite centric is so that you wouldn't frighten anybody because they all know who you are. So there wasn't strangers that you could just fucking say arbitrary thoughts about androgyny to.
Oh shit! What's the point of even showing up then?
Well, you didn't, so
Well, good. It looks like
you could walk to my house.
No, the
again.
reason why I didn't go, I wanted to. The reason why I didn't go is because my special lady friend was very under the weather.
Well, that's who had that in the pool.
What? Couldn't you just showed up for 20 minutes?
No,
No.
because otherwise my balls would be in a sling.
Oh man, you were
Jesus,
so
dude.
yeah.
Wow.
You could have went out for orange juice.
You don't need. You need your balls. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
I'd like to have them with me.
Yeah, but you don't need them.
I thought they were usually in a purse anyway.
Give him to the
More
steak.
like a duffel bag.
An action sack.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out for my balls, man.
My girlfriend had cancer, and I still left the house sometimes.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go anywhere.
It's so funny that she had cancer, but it's funny that
But she wasn't under the weather.
No.
Mars still made appearances.
Yeah.
You went to California.
Right. It's true.
Yeah. And she was okay. I think she, maybe she wanted you
Wow.
to
I
leave.
saw your mom the other day, and even she
She's
said
very
you're
strict.
Even she said you're in a steel clink Alcatraz.
Oh yeah, ask anybody, they'll tell you.
Why, man? Why don't you fucking do something
I would, but it's illegal.
illegal?
You
You're
gotta
a
show
fucking
her.
human being.
You
You
gotta show her who
asshole.
wears the pants.
Well,
in
I
this family.
appreciate that. What?
You're barely a human being.
You gotta show her who wears the pants in this family.
He doesn't wear pants. He wears sweatpants.
I'm wearing pants, you douchebag. Look at this.
Wow.
You're dressed much better than me today. That's for sure. That's
Yeah, Mars. Mars is wearing your outfit, I think.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. Nice hair.
I've not sweatpants on though.
You have underwear on.
You have long underwear,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a change considering you hardly wear underwear.
True. Now I have two pairs if you want to see.
Yeah. No, I believe.
But yeah, you didn't come and everybody's feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You could have meant
people
Skeletron
lived.
and
People lived. The people had a good time. They were like, "Oh, where's Monster Zero? He's not here." Oh,
you know what you missed.
okay. Well, hey, where's the beer?
You know what you missed out on is a nice rousing mini Tecmo wrestling tournament that went on in the basement at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was good. Yeah, you missed out, and I made good food, and
I don't doubt that for a minute. You always do.
Moraz's wife brought some of the most delicious food I've literally ever had.
What, that monkey bread?
No. That was the Screamstress made
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, the Screamstress made that. So yeah, it was nice. Now
Oh
I'm-
shit! Kex is in the chat room.
Oh,
Kexy,
Hey.
Kexy,
Now I'm fucking old, and I'm gonna be dead soon. So
sexy
you missed
Kexy.
it.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And we also have Evil Corny's hanging out.
EC.
And also, so in addition to what's going on next week, I wanted to get that out of the way because I don't want to wait too long. Because I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. We got some awesome guests that we've been talking to. Hopefully we can get it lined up, and we definitely want to hear from you guys, and we're going to kind of spread them out throughout the show. So if you guys want to send feedback, please do. We'd love to hear from you about your memories with Fangoria, your favorite issues, a movie that you found out about through Fango, anything that has to do with Fangoria. We'd love to hear from you. The other thing I wanted to bring up, Marsman, last year your birthday fell on the actual episode recording of the show. This year,
Well, if things go the way they normally go, it'll be done the day after.
this year though, it's tomorrow. So Dynamo's birthday is tomorrow. So this is essentially, we didn't bring out the streamers and everything like we did last year, but this is a birthday episode for Dynamo. I didn't get a chance to plan anything because I'm too busy playing the 300.
It's okay,
But
I'm fucking old. This
but
is terrible.
you do have a present, Mars, from one of our listeners.
Oh.
And one of our friends, I should
Yeah.
say.
Oh wow, forks. Plastic forks? Cool.
I am fucking old. That's all I want to know. I am almost as old as Monster Zero and even older than Ares.
Wow, he's a god.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, he's got a box.
You want?
What's in the box?
Can somebody from Millburg give me a knife? You know, Wolfie.
Be careful with that thing.
I feel like he's going to slip it.
Yeah, he's got
MC,
it
you
right
wanna
in your
open
gut.
that? Why don't you open that? Let Aries do it.
That's okay. It's Raven Shadow's knife. I'm sure it's dull.
Oh, no, you can't open it now.
No, I wasn't giving it to you. That was the last thing I was going to do.
Listen,
I already found out that at some point I made you a fucking
Dull knife.
admin of the Deadites. I'm not going to give you a knife.
Sharpen this thing.
What do you use it for?
cutting.
Rocks?
Cutting what?
What? I don't have a problem.
We have guests coming. Can you sharpen your knife?
He just had to wiggle that to get through tape.
Well, it's fucking strong tape.
All right, MZ has
It's blood.
It's Alabama tape.
MZ has sliced the box open, and Mars is opening it. Oh, it's paper.
Newspaper.
What is it? Is it dress barn?
No, the Alabama Times. Weather's gonna be hot.
And it's hot,
It's hot,
too.
too.
It's their Sunday paper, just one page.
Yeah, read it. What's going on in Bama? I'll do a Bama flashback.
The Birmingham News.
Yeah, it is.
Is it the Birmingham News?
Yeah, hold that. I might need that later.
That's a collector's item.
EPA closes civil
Oh.
rights complaints over landfill.
Skeletron says that Raven Shadow sharpens it to shave with it.
Yes.
As you can see, it works very well.
It's not easy, Skeletron.
What we got here?
All right, let's see.
He is risen.
Let's
Help
see.
resurrect hope with food, shelter,
Oh,
and
man.
job readiness. What is it?
Oh, Rick and Morty.
Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Rick and Morty. Let me see. I'll hold him up.
Yeah. Well,
Hey!
I knocked over King
A
Ghidorah.
little zealous, aren't you? You got to knock over my namesake? Asshole. Stay up there. Attack.
All right. Look at this. We got Rick and Morty
oh wow.
action figures. Let me see if we can hold these up here.
Are they legend scale?
Nope. Dino's pissed.
They might be. They kind of.
Ah!
Well,
I almost dropped
Jesus,
it.
what is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm trying to hold them both at the same time in one hand.
because of Peter Parkinson's up in here.
It's not nice.
It's not nice at all. Rick and Morty action
funny.
figures from Evil. Corny's not living up to his name. He's not so evil.
No, not at all.
These are pretty awesome. Here you go, Mars. And also, there's a.
Can you stop it?
Is this? It's a steel book. Yeah. Oh, it's got a dent in
Oh,
it.
a steelbook of what?
Of Unforgiven.
Oh, shit. Really?
Wait.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Wait, no. That'd be cool too.
What is
And
it?
it's cool, too.
It's the Ken Watanabe.
Oh, the Ken Watanabe.
Oh, nice. The Getty Watanabe?
No, not
Remember that
Getty.
making a big.
Oh, now, see, that would have been better.
That was a big
not-
hullabaloo.
Now, see, if it was Getty Watanabe, then I'd be all over that.
That'd be great.
I watched Weird Science the other day. That's
Oh, that's
a movie you
fucking so
can't
good.
make today.
No.
Nope.
But Corny, you are not evil. You are fucking awesome. I'm really moved, and I can't wait to go back to my house in 5 days after I get out my shitty fucking job and watch movies.
Skeletron says I have that same King Ghidorah. I got it from That's Entertainment.
Nice. Good
That's
place.
where I got
right,
mine.
Is that yours?
This is mine, yes.
Is it not allowed to be in the house?
It's allowed to be in the house.
Awesome.
Surprisingly, I'm allowed to be in the house.
This is exciting.
You can't leave the house.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I can't leave the house.
Where does she think you are right now? Like grocery shopping or something?
No, she knows I'm here.
I'm fucking pissed off about it.
All right. So there you go, Mars. You got some presents from Corny.
Cool.
Corny's very generous.
He is.
He is generous.
Oh, aren't you
I mean,
daring?
because last year he gave me the pop figure of Godzilla,
Yep. No, I still have.
and I still got it. It's still in its box.
You got me the sexy Nightwing
Does that look
and
okay?
Orion
I'm just
figures.
making sure it's okay because the case was a little dented, so I just want to make sure that it's straight and it's not an optical illusion to me.
I think it's good.
It's fine.
That's good. Yeah, you'll play
You're
it.
good. Nothing to worry about.
Mars, you want? We can dump tea on it if you want.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What a reaction that was.
Well, I know what that means. I thought you would.
What does it mean? I don't know what it means.
Aries wasn't here for
Oh yeah, it was a bad day.
for
yeah,
personal
that was
9/11.
bad. Yeah, that was bad.
I thought he was doing a dig.
No, that was bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it was Raven Shadow too. That was the thing.
Oh, hey.
I wasn't even there.
I was like, how much when you were there? That's how drunk you were.
Oh,
There's,
okay. I know.
was
what
I
you
drunk
know.
at that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
really drunk. That's the one you drove home when you weren't supposed to.
No,
Actually, that was one of the times.
Yeah,
not
one
from
of the
Dynamo's
times.
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I was there that night. We had a conversation.
Dynamo took your keys.
No.
Yeah, and then they were just gone. You fucking ninja'd them.
I don't think so.
No, I definitely remember it, and I was sober.
No, that was the Lucky Dog.
No,
No,
this was
no,
at my
no,
house
no,
too.
no, no.
Earlier that day,
It's happened multiple times, okay?
earlier that day while you were still sober, Donna Matrix did a fucking fastball special with you and threw you up on the barn.
Oh yeah, that was that day. I remember that.
Yeah.
We all remember that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take much to lift you up anyway.
It's all angle and leverage.
Well,
But,
thank you.
but still, it's a very it's impressive nonetheless. But
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited to watch that movie.
You watch it tonight?
No, here's what I'll do. I put on fucking WWE old school,
there you go.
and I fall asleep listening to sweet sounds of Gorilla Monsoon and Lord Alfred Hayes.
Men grunting.
Sure, it's not Lord Alpha Days.
Did anybody watch the Andre the Giant
Yes,
documentary?
I did.
You did?
Yeah,
Yeah, what'd you think?
it's very good.
It was so
Yeah.
well done.
It's very well done. Yeah,
so well done. All the black and white footage of him being a lumberjack and shit.
yeah.
Stuff you've
Some of
never
that stuff
seen
I'd never,
before.
never seen a lot of
It's
that stuff.
so awesome. Like when he was 19 and he's like chopping at trees.
He was really in shape too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with
He used to do cartwheels and stuff.
yeah, what's it called? Shit, I can't remember the name of the malady that he had. What is that? A megaly or something like that.
of the what?
It's that disease where your body just keeps growing.
Acromegaly.
Acromegaly. Yeah,
Yes.
That's it. Thank you. But it was like before it had really taken effect. You know, like he was still huge,
Yeah.
but his body was
he was very well
normal.
proportioned.
Yes. Yeah. So no, it's really well done. It's on HBO. If any of you guys have HBO or HBO Now, HBO Go, whatever the fuck.
I don't have any of that. I've heard I wouldn't like it. Or not dislike it. I've heard I wouldn't love it.
It's very
No,
sad.
I think you'll like it a lot.
Well, here's the thing. So you know when wrestlers have biography books and the first 4 chapters are about like their life growing up? That part's like a fucking slog for me.
I don't think so.
I only want to know about professional wrestling.
No,
like that's all I care
I
about.
find it so interesting.
This is almost
Well, that's why I
all-
said the main thing is that I don't fucking. Oh man, I can't skip through this chapter because Montezero would find this interesting. Like I said, I find that stuff a slog. I only care.
But I loved it.
I would say it was only 10 to 15 minutes,
No, it was more than that.
I don't think so because most of it, like I won't say because I don't know if it's not really a spoiler because it's fucking
He's a man.
it's his life that happened, but a lot of it is geared around like a big event and kind of leading up to that. It's certainly not the main thing, but it takes up a pretty good portion. I think you'll like it, Mars.
The footage is so good though.
And Jerry the King Lawler's in it a lot. Your boy.
Good. Yeah,
Yep.
I love him.
Yep.
What's
And
funny?
and Uncle Dave's in it.
Know what I fucking learned today? That everyone can make fun of Jerry the King Lawler and Spags, but don't say fucking anything bad about Sasuke and the bottom drops out.
That's right. Don't you dare.
Fucking assholes. They're like, that guy's old and gonna die soon. I'm like, oh, I didn't think that Sasuke match was very good. Fuck you, and you're outside Boston Spags. Fuck you. That's how my whole day was today. Fucking sucks. I hate everyone. It's a good thing I'm almost dead.
Do you guys miss Spags?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No bags at Spags.
Right? See, thank you.
Right? Yeah.
I mentioned Spags today, and like there was granted people from far away who didn't know it, but Wolfie's like, nobody cares about Spags. Well, the Three Stooges did. They came all the way from fucking wherever they're
remember
from
that.
to hang
Yeah.
out with Spags.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yep.
true. And no, I remember Spags. I love Spags.
Yeah.
It was a giant fire hazard. I mean,
was what's
the
good
aisles
about
were
it.
so narrow. If a fire ever did break out, it would be the Boston Coconut Grove all over again.
That's where I used to get Doctor Who books.
I got my first Voltron toy there.
Nice.
The lines were all sold out, so I had to get the fucking
Cars.
garbage cars. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Even though I was like a grown ass man then and just getting it because I wanted it because it was cool, it's still cars.
Pabst says Spags was the best, an epicenter of danger.
Yeah.
It was. It really was.
I hope you're listening, Coop.
Although I did get the.
Yeah, these are all people from here, though.
Oh.
You know what Pabst is from?
Yes, I do.
Well, Bob Evans. That's fucking nice. Isn't that in Canada?
He makes great potatoes.
He likes those.
No, Tim Horton, you idiot.
Why are you mad at
Bob Evans is down the road.
Why are you mad at Canada?
I got your back. I was defending you against.
Coop doesn't live in Canada.
Where's he live?
In Virginia.
That's kind of like Canada.
That's
right?
what
How do you
I
know
I
Bob
was
Evans?
waiting for that answer.
I bought the Defiant at Spags, the GI Joe space shuttle.
Nice. Yeah, I did. Not at Spags, probably. I don't know where that came from. But the only bad thing that ever happened to me at Spags, I was really little and I was holding on to my Grammy's hand. And I went to go look at books because, that's what some child who can't read likes to look at. And I went and grabbed my Grammy's hand again and walked around for a while, and it wasn't my Grammy or some old man.
Oh,
Nice.
oh.
That could have
Wow.
poorly.
Hey, Dynamo, you want
Wow.
some cupcakes and wine?
Did he offer you some candy, too?
Yeah. Tim is Aries is drinking.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons
yeah.
is drinking
Here, let me kiss you while I rinse my dentures.
the whiskey that is named after the worst song of all time,
What is it called?
Black Velvet.
Black velvet.
No, that's not a great song, but there's worse songs than that.
That song has a line called "Black Velvet and a Little Boy Smile."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that song about?
I don't know.
I never did like that song.
I don't like it. Black Velvet and a little boy
Who sang?
smile.
Alana Miles, right?
I think so, yeah.
Get into my van.
I never thought I'd say this, but can we get to the intros?
Yeah.
So Skeletron says, guys, should I watch Voltron?
The new Voltron?
You got to say it to the mic, Mars. He's not in the room.
Is he talking about the new Voltron?
I don't know. Just,
If he's talking about the new Voltron, I watch any Voltron actually.
well, there you go.
The old Voltron? New Voltron? Sure.
Not the new Voltron, but the old Voltron.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would do the original if you can. I don't know if it holds up though. I mean, I haven't seen it in probably 30 years.
Kex says, oh, yes, get the original Japanese Go Lion version. So it's completely different and violent. And says,
Well,
I
hold
think
on,
it's-
Kexia. Slow down. Skeletron's musical talent belays a young mind.
Yeah, didn't Sven die in the original Japanese version?
Whoa, spoiler alert.
It was 1984.
Jesus. Did you crack
What
one
the
out?
fuck? Is he laying wolf
Holy
bait here, you asshole?
No,
did.
Wolf bombs.
I did not.
I did not. Yeah, Aries' fucking beard was swaying.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Kexi said no spoilers. Jesus, Raven Shadow.
What the hell did you eat? Gigi Allen's dead corpse? God damn.
Wow.
How about that? Wow, okay.
My bum wanted to say thank you to Corny. Jesus. Thank you, Corny. I don't. I don't.
That was me. I did.
It's great radio when you're not talking into a fucking mic.
Yeah, I
Aries is
know.
close.
Nobody talks into the mic except you, right?
Yes, yes, it is
Nobody
true.
ever talks into the mic except you.
Wow. I found out something that my special lady friend got me for my birthday by accident. I'm so fucking excited about it. Like
Adult diapers?
distracting. I can buy those myself. Know what I do buy now? The flushable baby wipes, though.
Oh yeah.
Might as well fucking cut out. I don't have a lot
Oh,
of time.
that's like heaven.
I could fucking go at any time, so anything that can like escalate anything that happens. Watch the movies and fast forward, like get things done. But she got me a record book. How fucking cool is this, right? A Jim Crockett Promotions record book.
Oh my god.
Not like so and so beat so and so. I'm assuming, right, on the state from 1982 to 1989.
Wow.
Shit, where do you find something?
I don't know, but I'm not leaving my house ever again once I get that. I can't wait.
Oh, I thought you got it.
No, I found out about it because she doesn't understand that when she buys something on Amazon, I get a text.
Kind of takes the surprise out of it.
This one time, like it's almost like in reverse because I didn't know there was such a thing, so I'm so excited.
Have you told her?
No, but I did.
Why?
I did go into my Amazon wish list and get. I found out there were other ones, so I went and added those. There's one for Bill Watts, UWF. And
You know, with Prime now, you can tie accounts together, so you can give her own account, and then she can share your Prime.
Ooh.
but then I won't know what I get.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It'll be a surprise. All right, so I guess we'll start doing some intros. Let's see. We also have Creepy Girls hanging out.
Nice.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. And
Creepy girl would let you have come to my house.
I bet she would have come with you.
Yeah.
And at.
Yep. All right, let's do some intros. I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, the Grand Guignol Network, and one of the co-hosts of the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball podcast, and also a co-host of the Five Hossman Wrestling podcast. Hopefully all you guys went and listened to episode 4 of the Five Hossman to hear all about the trip to New Orleans with Coop and myself, and got to hear us talk about wrestling for a long time. 4.5 hours?
And you got to hear me say the fucking stupidest thing in the history of fucking history.
What was
I'm
that?
Still embarrassed about it.
What?
Well, I was having an argument with my boyfriend Jakey Poo.
Yes.
And he was taking the fucking opposite stance on something that he usually takes. In fact, he was taking the stance that I usually take and arguing it back to me. And I got angry and said, I wish I had a tape recorder right now.
Yeah, you said, I wish we were recording.
Yeah, our girl's like, you realize we are legitimately recording this right now. And I was very embarrassed. But I was only there for 4 hours of the show, so I have to go back and listen to the other 6 or 7 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, MZ, Creepy Girl says, heck yeah, if I lived up there, meaning
Yeah.
she would come with you. And,
Yes.
And wouldn't keep your balls in the purse.
Yeah, you should go live down there with her, then 2 people will be happy. 3 if you count you.
We also have the immortal gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, and also one of the co-hosts of the Five Hossman Wrestling podcast, Dynamo Mars. You don't have to... Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. You don't have to raise your hand.
Saying hello. Hi,
Okay.
people. Hi, party people.
Hi. We also have the vulgar guru of horror, Starved Blood Pigs, Fetus, and the upcoming Morbid Tales, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Hello, everybody.
We also have the Triumph Riding, Stage Erecting, Whiskey Drinking, Chief of Security, the Warrior of Nor'easters, America's Sweetheart, and Rick Rubin's stunt double, Ares, God of War.
Talking about that Rick Rubin one. I like that one. Makes me smile.
That's a rarity these days, so.
Rick Rubin's not too keen on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, head of security, somebody touched me on the boy parts at that last show, and you would know where to be found.
Yeah, because you made him stay at the fucking raffle table. You asshole.
Thank you.
I had forgot all
You
about
crazy
that.
asshole.
Yeah, no, I apologize. I forgot about
It's hard to be chief of security.
Yeah. Let's stick
protect
security
your
behind a
balls.
raffle table.
Who grabbed
Brilliant.
Who grabbed your genitals?
I
Do you
am
know who
not
it was?
100% sure, but when I looked down and saw the lineup, there was nobody as excited that it was.
No pirate people or anything like that?
We all had the same parts.
All right, we also have the chain-smoking, hand-kissing, baby-shaking, lorazepam loving, comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pimper Promotions, the Italian rapscallion, the professional bullshitter, the cool principal, the proprietor of the sexy speakeasy, and the Parisian brouhaha himself, Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny. That's right. And actually, to make up for you being at the raffle booth, what did I do when you came to the party?
You grabbed his junk?
What did I do after that? No, I gave you.
Oh,
a
you
beer.
handed me a beer.
I handed you a beer because the fridge was far away. I didn't want you to get upset, so I got you one of my beers.
Do I do appreciate that?
Yeah.
It was a Sam Adams, though.
The fuck's wrong with Sam Adams?
Your glass not a Rolling Rock. That's what he usually drinks.
That's what I usually drink. I'm the one who got him hooked on that.
Oh,
See?
Christ.
In the face.
Ravenshadow.
Yes.
We've been going for almost 45 minutes now.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed in you.
Why? At 2, Johnny?
What major event happened today in the world?
Oh, that's right.
What kind of a Clark sucker are you?
Here's the funny thing about that.
I don't like that.
Oh.
Yeah, Action Comics 1000 dropped. Technically, last night at midnight. Or
Well, not everywhere.
well,
At your store.
yeah. Here's the thing though. As of 6:30, it was sold out.
6:30 a.m.
PM
Oh, okay.
today. Yeah,
That's not surprising to me.
Now, how many copies? Do you know how many copies were there?
and not enough.
Brian
Well,
Michael Bendis.
I mean, we talking hundreds or thousands?
I'm not sure, but they were. I mean, it was $8 a book.
Phew.
Brian Michael
Yeah.
Bendis could have literally done a Batmite book, and I bet you it would have.
I don't think
Sold
he
out.
wasn't on that one. He didn't do this one.
Are you sure?
I didn't read it yet, but flip through. I know the end is Bendis is coming. He might have had a story, but I think Jurgens did the lead story.
What a Jurgens.
Dan Jurgens. But then I was thinking too. I was wondering because Action number 1 dropped in 1938. Detective 27 was 1939. So Detective has been going on longer than Action, and I couldn't figure out why Detective hasn't hit 1,000 yet.
Yep.
And then I kind of realized. I remember when Byrne did his Man of Steel, the original one in the 80s. Action Comics became weekly.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that must have
Yeah.
rapid hit the numbers. Cause,
Yeah.
But still, it's the first comic book to ever hit 1,000, so it's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal,
it's a
and
big
I'm
deal.
disappointed it took you 45 minutes to talk about it and me prodding you.
Well, that's you because you're a super producer. You get the best out of people.
Most people.
Not this.
This is your best?
Yeah.
So just looking at it, I think Bendis had to be involved somehow because one of the things that Bendis did was bring the pants back, bring the shorts back.
Yeah.
So
I think the last story in that leads up right into Bendis' Man of Steel. Which, I mean, I'm actually really excited. I just kind of wish Bendis didn't call it, call it something else.
Then what?
Well, John Byrne did Man of Steel back in 85.
Okay.
And it was a revamped telling of Superman's origin. So now Bendis is doing it. And it's called Man of Steel, which is a revamped telling of the origin.
well, I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, it's like he loves that doing that.
if I was a young man and I had seen Aja's version of The Hills Have Eyes, and that was what was kind of important to me growing up. Not being old enough to see, Action Comics in its original incarnation. I would probably be more inclined to be remaking Aja's Hills Have Eyes.
Right.
So probably Byrne's Man of Steel was probably what's influential to him.
Oh, it's my favorite. So, I mean, that's
So that's probably why he's remaking. He's not necessarily in his eyes probably remaking, because he's not that much older than us. If he's older than, he's probably my age, but he's not probably in his mind remaking the origins of Superman from way back in the day. He's probably remaking Byrne's origin of Superman, so that's probably why he's redoing Man of Steel.
it's got me interested. I would say he's probably at least in his 50s.
Well, there you go. That's how one wants to do it.
Yes.
I just wish I got to be honest. I just wish he was doing Batman,
It'll happen at some point.
or Justice League. Like, those are the two things I was excited to see him do. Superman. If you would let me if you had given me 10 characters and included Superman, Superman would have been my last on my wish list. And now I know it's going to be super hot, so I won't even bother trying to track it down. So.
That's a good attitude. But I'm interested. I'm interested in a long time in reading the monthly. It's going to be weekly, too. Oh, Kevin Maguire is going to have an issue. A lot of cool artists on it.
I like it.
So I'm pretty excited. And he has his pants back.
Yeah, he actually kind of revitalized Kevin Maguire because he used him in a lot of his jam issues for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So Bendis, if anybody doesn't know this, but so Bendis does a cool thing in his milestone issues. He does artist jam things where he gets all of his favorite artists that he can get to draw 2 consecutive pages in a comic. So like it's all different artists going through. Sometimes it's been a few times that it's a little jarring, but I think in his last issue of Guardians of the Galaxy was like the coolest, like the one where it had hit the buzz. So
Corny says they pulled mine for my pull list this week.
they pulled it from.
Pulled mine for my pull
cool.
list.
Oh, I was like, fuck Evil Corny, take the Action Comics out of there.
Because that's the shit that happens to me all the time. I've been going places for so long. It's like, old Maz won't care if we take his Moon Knight 190, and now he'll have to pay $100 to get it.
And Kexi says, I didn't do it. I didn't grab his parts. You would have actually liked it if it was Kexi.
Yeah, I would have been excited if that show would have been over. We would have gone to the, back to the green room.
Ooh.
And Kexi asks, wasn't it shipped with 10 different covers?
There was a lot, yeah. I got the one that I wanted to.
Which one's that?
Well, it had the classic DC Bullet.
Yeah.
But it was like, Superman in Action Comics, how they had the logo for a while. And it was done more like in a early 90s style. But not the ponytail pouches like during that that era where the books ran every week. They all fell in one large story. No, it wasn't that one. It's him and Lois on the cover. I just like that one.
Aries, are you excited about Superman hitting this milestone? I know you like that boring old character.
I do enjoy him. I haven't read the book in years, so.
Since around 50?
1950.
So it's technically like almost Superman's 80th birthday, right? We're coming up on
Yeah. He's
because it's technically in May, but since the numbering, is celebrating it now.
There's this Metropolis, Illinois. They always have a big Superman festival every year.
Oh yeah.
Not so big though, that Metropolis.
No. I found a cool thing when I was cleaning out part of the house the other day. It was, remember when Worcester used to have like an entertainment magazine called The Parade?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
there was like some Superman anniversary, and he was on the cover of Parade.
Yeah, he was on Time Magazine before he turned 50. Long time ago.
Not me. I'm not on Time Magazine.
Well, the issue hasn't come out yet. Maybe you could make like a fake one for you. Yeah, like hanging up in the studio.
Can you believe I'm 50?
You're not 50.
I am
not
50.
You're under 50. You'd be under 50, under 50. You'd be in that category.
Courtney says, you're losing MZ, Wolfie.
Grimlock.
And first time Mike is hanging out, he says, evening family, fucking snow in Milwaukee.
No shit,
Fucking It's
really?
gonna be snowing here tomorrow, man.
Is
It is?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Please don't
what
tell me
time?
that.
Well, we're getting like an inch
When?
in some areas. Daytime, I'm not sure. These
Hopefully not in the
Inch,
morning.
please. I got your inch hanging.
It's nothing going to be south of Worcester.
I don't know what that means.
We're south of Worcester.
I don't know what that means either.
If
Oh
I
my
if I
God.
go to work, is that more so?
That's south. We're south of Worcester.
Mhm.
You work south of us.
So I'm way away from the snow.
Correct.
Where do I live, though?
Oh my God.
I mean, I know where I live, but where's that?
Oh my God.
Look at the Pandora's box you just opened.
Yeah.
God damn it,
Do
Aries.
you really not know how to work a map?
No.
You know the thing called Google Maps?
Yeah.
They print those out nowadays,
Yeah.
and you can get a physical copy of it.
Yeah, but it changes depending how I hold it.
Raven Shadow, what does GPS stand for?
Gonna.
Fuck.
I don't know.
Going
Global.
to peace out.
Gotta piss soon. Pull over GPS.
Gotta
I had this bottle.
gotta introduce Mr. Thick Dick to Mr. Urinal Cake.
Oh, you're a sexy guy. Pretty awesome, huh, creepy girl, huh? Oh, that could be on the table. A global positioning system. I know the answer.
I think I like the other one better. And what does the GPS do?
Yeah. Got a pet snake, man. How's that?
All right, maybe we should start winding this thing down so we can start talking about a movie.
Remember, children, wherever you go.
Did I get everyone? I got everyone's intro, right?
You did.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So, what?
Wow. He says, "Well, fuck yourself, Johnny." That's what he said.
First time Mike brought something up about the Superman conversation. He says, "Wow, I remember all the controversy when Byrne remade Superman. Those first couple of years were mind bending. Then slowly the pre-crisis stuff started to seep back in."
It took a long time, though, man. It was 85 to really the mid 2000s. They tried. It was Mark Waid tried doing it with Birthright in the early 2000s, and it didn't really stick. But yeah, it wasn't until right before New 52 did they start kind of undoing some of that stuff. But it's still the definitive, my definitive take on Superman, and that's the Superman that's now in the Rebirth universe.
Yep.
Him and Wally West, Ginger Wally, are the only ones from.
Wally.
You gotta specify,
I
but
know.
they're the only ones from the pre-New 52 DCU. Which sounds fucking stupid. I mean, it's fucking comics suck. Nonsense.
All right, so let's start to wind things down here in this long introduction. If you guys want to help support the show, there's a few ways you can do so. Head on over to trickortreatradio.com, and then on the right-hand side, you're going to see a few ways to help. Number one, and most important, is our friends over at Amazon. Well, I wouldn't say they're our friends, but
They never call.
we kind of leech off of
They
them.
don't. They don't come to Mars's party.
That's right. Yep.
They did- it's
Amazon
true, they
and
didn't.
Monster Zero didn't show up.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we had a thing doing.
Well, maybe if you shopped on Amazon instead of Walmart, MZ,
Yeah.
you'd have more
Oh.
time.
You can get squash on
Oh, you
Amazon.
think I like shopping there?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
They just have really good lighting. I take photos there.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Go somewhere else then. Go to Target. It's right across the street.
Go to Spags.
I wish I could go to Spags.
Go to Caldor, make Coop all happy.
There.
Bradley's.
So
Yeah.
why do you have to go to Walmart? Nobody makes you.
Well, someone makes them.
Who's driving?
Me.
Then you can go wherever you want.
Yeah. It
You
is
may
true.
get yelled at the entire time, but you can go wherever you want.
That's true. I know.
Turn the music up.
Yeah, no kidding. Just put your headphones on.
There you go.
And when you get yelled at, do what I do. Just mouth like the
Say,
music,
uh-huh.
not the songs.
So
like, you get yelled at, they
Yeah, just listen to Tenebrae the whole time. Wah 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 wah. You could do it like Tony Clifton. Wah.
You really gotta take.
Oh, Larry. Wow,
You really gotta take control of your life.
I could barely control my bowels.
That's too much information.
Here's what you gotta do. You gotta go. We're not going to Walmart. We're gonna go to Target.
Yep.
Like what? It's so funny. Like you really you're bigger than most people. Like you can just fucking use your big Shrek arms and go on a rage and knock shit over and be like, I'm doing what I want.
I'm not bigger than her.
Jesus.
All right, let's move on. Actually, let's get him in more trouble. Someone send this to her. Creepy girl, send it to her.
Shut the hell up, man.
Do a wave file. What's that called?
What?
What the
Do
hell?
a wave file.
Yeah, it's not how they send sound. Across the stars or whatever the fuck.
He's talking about like the highest quality, like
we can't do a wave file. He doesn't have a wax cylinder.
Isn't that a thing?
Yo, Monster Zero, will you go to the Edison libraries and say that again so we can put it on wax?
We'll record it on a Winamp.
Yeah, that too.
All right, so if you guys want to go ahead and help us out, you shop on Amazon anyways. I know you do. I know I see every one of you. I see you all shopping on Amazon. You're not using our link. Use it. And everything you purchase in that session, after you click on it, gets attributed to us. We get a little cut. It doesn't cost them any extra, though, Raven Shadow.
But it helps keep the lights on.
That's right. Our lights, that is.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about
Electricity, the computer.
Yeah.
We actually do have a dead computer. There's a dead laptop that I would love to get replaced. So everyone fucking use that link. And what else? XSplit hasn't been picking up, so we're not going to talk about them. Pick up. But if you guys do want to buy some merch, we have a store. You can click on the store on trickortreatradio.com. You can get the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1 through 3 for $3 a pop.
Look at that. For less than $10.
You can get them all. Yeah, there you go. And we also have some shirts, some buttons. We got some other digital content, all sorts of stuff on there. So give it a look. If you guys want to just give us money, you want to throw money at us, we have a PayPal donate button on the front page of trickortreatradio.com. Feel free to use it. And, all right, Raven Shadow.
Yes.
You sit down to watch I Kill Giants.
Oh.
What do you do to prepare for this movie?
Oh, man, I had a bad couple of days. Okay, bye, Aries.
See you, Aries.
Yeah. Let's go.
I know what's happening.
You don't know. I might say something really good about you.
I doubt it.
He's got to go brush his beard.
This way I can actually finish my cigarette and get back here.
Yeah, he's thinking of
multitasking.
Oh, he's fucking leaving you high and dry, Raven
Like a
Shadow.
lurch. Go by yourself. Oh, no, I'll be there. No.
He's pissed.
I am upset. I'm saying I'm trying
too
to
bad.
put some thought into things.
What
and
are you doing? Fucking
you know?
wafting your
Oh,
shit
man.
at him. Don't do that.
Ah, shit.
No,
So
it's fucking rude,
all right,
man.
Aries is going outside.
Kicking up my
Dynamo's
goatee.
fucking. Oh man, somebody call Syria. You're fucking doing some. Oh shit! All right,
They're gonna
everyone's
fucking
leaving.
bomb you next.
All right, we gotta fucking strap on.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Go to
Yeah, I mean this smells. People are leaving.
All right, we're gonna fucking go to a break, I guess. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
All right.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Hello, it's me, Jason Voorhees.
Hi, Jason.
Is 2 million movies streaming not enough?
I'm sick of over the top.
Are your wrists and hands tired from flogging your undead member over teenagers being fresh down by the lake?
I'm tired.
Have you run out of people dumb enough to wander into your territory?
What? Wait,
Are you just out of cool weapons to use?
weapons?
Well, the Deadites have something for you to do.
Oh, no, not
Go
that.
to our YouTube channel, The Deadites TV. Search us on YouTube, you'll see the CryptoCast, music videos, and all sorts of other good business. The Deadites TV. It's on YouTube. Subscribe.
How much?
Right now, we're slashing the price for subscriptions.
Oh, yeah?
It's absolutely free.
Holy shit, I love fruit.
So go. Deadites
I like them.
videos.
I like videos.
That equals sexy ladies, music, monsters, and dancing. The
I do
Deadites
like
TV
ladies.
on YouTube. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
That's right, boys and girls. If you don't believe old Jason, listen to what your friend Old Dynamo says and check out The Deadites TV, all one word, on YouTube. That's The Deadites TV on YouTube.
This is Chocolate Beast, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, but you should be eating nougat. Hello, this is the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunches.com. We're back on Trick or Treat Radio. That is Double Damage from Black Cat Anthems for Redheaded January Girls. I got it again.
There you go. You got it.
So if you guys have not yet picked it up, please do so. It's for over 40 tracks for a minimum of $12. More if you want. And all the proceeds go to help our friend Kim Cody pay for her growing hospital bills, dealing with cancer, epilepsy, and the loss of loved ones. So anything you guys can do will help, even if you just buy the album for $12. That'll help. So just go ahead.
And it's a good listen.
Yeah, it's a good listen.
It's a good listen. I can vouch for it.
You can get it on Bandcamp. So just do a search for Black Cat Anthems for Redheaded January Girls. You could probably just do Black Cat Anthems, maybe. I don't know. Or dofordynamo.bandcamp.com is where you will find that.
I mean, if for some reason you haven't bought Dough for Dynamo,
yeah, get that too.
I'm gonna give any of that to help that cause too. So
there you go.
It's at least 2 good Deadite songs there.
At least.
And some fucking really good electronic bands as well.
Oh, we just heard from our old buddy Tim Chuma. Yeah. He says, "Hey everyone, I'm still waiting to get back to the podcast. Hope you're well."
Pretty excited about that.
Waiting to get Does he barred from it or something?
No, I think he just hasn't had a chance to catch up yet.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about I Kill Giants. Now, this film is not rated. It is an hour and 46 minutes drama fantasy thriller, and it just got released on VOD a couple weeks ago here. And it is directed by Anders Walter and written by Joe Kelly, based on a graphic novel by Joe Kelly. So he was able to write the script also, which I think is pretty cool. And the film stars Madison Wolfe, Zoe Saldana, Imogen Poots, Sidney Wade, Rory Jackson, Alana O'Connor, and Jennifer L. And the synopsis: Barbara Thorson struggles through life by escaping into a fantasy life of magic and monsters. It's a very, very simple explanation to summarize the movie. So this flick here, first of all, has anyone read the comic by any chance?
I was flipping through it today.
Okay.
It's a nice book. It's it's really cool. The art is really interesting. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Maybe you can grab a couple of images, Johnny. But it's black and white, and actually flipping through it, I can definitely see a lot of scenes from the movie.
Oh yeah,
and it seemed pretty accurate without having read it. Just like it is all the scenes that were there. A lot of her interactions with the guidance counselor or the psychiatrist, and it was all there, even down to the way it ends. It was really funky.
Cool.
I will say this: one of my favorite nerdcore rappers, Adam Warrock, has a song called "I Kill Giants," which is a pretty dope song.
Nice. Now
it's got the drawings have kind of like a, I'm out of touch when it comes to comics, but if I was to say what this what it looks like, it kind of reminds me of like a Doonesbury kind of drawing.
See, I was thinking kind of like the guy who does Vasquez, who does Invader Zim.
Okay, yeah. You know what? That's better. That's better.
Joan and Vasquez.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah, Invader Zim. I would. Yeah.
And kind of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah.
I would go with Invader Zim before Doonesbury. You're right.
But yeah, I was going to grab it, but we were. It took us a long time to cash out, and it didn't happen. But
jeez, man.
What?
Man, always failing.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah, I fucking am, Johnny. I fucking try. Had a good run for a while. And, what are you gonna do? Fuck it.
How's Ollie?
He's limping again.
He is?
Yeah.
Come on.
Stop kicking him.
No, I would never do that.
Wow.
No, but he started limping again. A little concerned.
Man.
Fucking ticks.
Poor Ollie.
Yeah, I mean, he's hopping around. He's having fun, but he's still limping.
He's having fun.
He's having fun.
All right, so there you go. None of us have read the comic book. Now, Raven Shadow I think it was a finite series, right? So
yeah.
like this, it was a self-contained story.
Everything I flipped through, it looked like it ended where it the movie ended.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
By Image.
Yes.
Image Comics.
Image and Poots.
Image and Poots.
They're doing good work over there, those Image Comics boys. Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk back in 1992?
Yeah.
Poots.
The books come out on time.
It's literally like if like ECW turned into like Ring of Honor. Like it's like all of a sudden like this very reliable, like consistent thing that's like,
and known for its writers.
Right. But makes a lot of artist careers too, which is like interesting too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I realized yesterday that I hadn't logged my comics in a year, so I've been trying to go through and figure out what I read this year and what I read last year, and I realized I don't read anywhere near as much as I used to, but I read mostly Image and Avengers.
Well, when you do your top 13 comics, I would say probably half of it is Image, if not
at least
more.
this was probably the most. This year was most superhero centric.
Yep.
And I think I was just so. And this movie didn't do me any favors, by the way. Thank you, Johnny. But I think I was just so fucking sad all the time.
I didn't see the movie.
I needed some capes and tights. I think you wanted to make me cry.
I didn't know what the movie was
You
fucking
did.
about.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
You did.
So as we just mentioned, based on the graphic novel of the same name, written by Joe Kelly, and so this is I guess I'll get this out of the way now because I have not seen it yet. I'm pretty sure you saw it, Mars, because I think you cried like a little kid on a big wheel.
Yeah,
a Monster Calls.
It was fucking terrible, bawling,
So-
sobbing.
So I have yet to see a Monster Calls. Has anyone else seen it here?
No.
Besides Mars? Okay, so Mars is the only one that saw it. Mars, would you say that there are similarities between these two films?
I think in what they're about.
Okay, because when I was looking it up, I just did a little bit of research and I kept seeing a Monster Calls kind of being referred to.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I Kill Giants came out first, the comic book,
Yep.
and it seems that the novel of A Monster Calls was maybe loosely based on the comic book of I Kill Giants. So it's kind of this like kind of Inception sort of thing. So I Kill Giants came first. I can't verify that because I wasn't able to find like information about, like any interviews with the writer of A Monster Calls. And I was mostly focusing on I Kill Giants, so I didn't really dig too deep. But I kept seeing it come up, and people were saying that A Monster Calls is reminiscent of the I Kill Giants graphic novel.
Yeah.
So, there's some similarities there. I don't know that it was an inspiration. I haven't seen A Monster Calls, so I can't say based on how similar it is.
A Monster Calls is a little more Spielbergy.
Okay.
Like it's in a weird way, it's a little less. It's both more and less ambiguous in some of its fanciful elements.
Okay. Creepy Girl says exactly the same story, different monster.
No.
So I thought this kind of had like an Amblin Entertainment kind of vibe to it.
It did a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
in a way.
But I mean, I would think in like both look. Like I felt like it tells the same story, tells the same sort of story with very similar kind of trappings, but there was some very big differences in like delivery and like I said, A Monster Calls manages to be more and less ambiguous with some of its, like I mean just to call it out right now, like A Monster Calls literally has scenes with like the monster like showing up in the middle of school and like like kind of raising havoc, and you are not positive if all the time if these are concoctions of. And you also I feel like the worst part of this comparison is there is a reveal made. Like if I'm putting the kibosh right now. If you're hearing this podcast going forward and people ask you about this movie, don't use that comparison, because that comparison starts, that other film starts where this film has a big reveal that you don't like. I was lucky enough to be oblivious enough to those comparisons to not see just how on the nose it was. But like that other, are we spoiling? We're not spoiling this, right?
I don't want to go too deep. Yet,
so that other movie is literally about that. Without, you know what I mean? You know it's about that. It's, you know that's happening. You know why he's there. Like the child is sent away to somewhere else because of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so there are a lot of differences. It's not the same exact movie with a different monster. Like, I feel like that's like saying that every slasher movie, like, oh, it's just about, a guy shows up with a knife and kills a bunch of teenagers. Like this is a little more esoteric, I guess, than that, or precise, but it's not the same. And there's also nuances that are very different. So, This isn't like, that movie is about growing up as well, and I think that this movie is almost about being a child,
So one of the things right off the bat, so when you see this movie, a lot of times, so in a film like this, and we'll have to kind of walk the tightrope a little bit here, because there's some elements that I think have more impact if you don't know about them. So I don't want to talk too much about those. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about it. But you typically have to, in a film where you're doing fantasy and reality, like let's say for instance like Pan's Labyrinth, or a film like that has sort of two distinct worlds that someone can travel between, whether they're real or not, or whatever you want to say. You have to establish, the real world has to be very established to sort of compare and contrast, I guess. And I thought that they did a really good job of kind of showing how, like, so Barbara is the main character. She's the child in this. And I thought that she was very self-aware at first. Like, I thought that she was very aware of what was going on around her. Like, she seemed like she was really sort of with it. And now, as we move through, you kind of find out that maybe that's not really what's going on. But I just felt like she was very self-assured and very, like, self-aware and very confident. And I thought that was interesting, because typically in a story like this, you get the opposite of someone who's not like that. Someone who is very sort of depressed, and, granted, she had some issues as well. Like, she felt alone. She couldn't really connect with people. So there was some of that going on. But I felt that she was a very strong character and had kind of aware of her surroundings and her limitations in the real world, I guess, if you will.
I think, she, like you said, she was very aware and everything. And as the movie progressed, you felt that she wasn't as aware as you think. And I think that a lot of it has to do with her taking on her friendship with Sophia, where she was basically an outsider, not only in the country because she was from England, but also because she's just completely outside of what Barbara is into, and she just thought, make a friend out of her, and next thing you know, Jesus Christ, Sophia is completely brought into this whole world that Barbara lives in, that she has absolutely no idea what to do or how to conduct herself.
And she was a good kind of proxy for the audience of, bringing you in of like she doesn't know what's going on. And also I think the psychiatrist also was as well, who played by Zoe Saldana. Like you get kind of two different points of view into into Barbara's sort of psyche and kind of like as the audience get to learn through each of them, which I thought was helpful.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of her interactions with the psychiatrist, she definitely exhibited knowledge of. She's been in that room before.
Yeah,
she's been in some kind of. She knows how the words to say, and it's not her first rodeo. So she seems very aware of like
She's seasoned. She's
she's
been there.
She almost seems smarter than the average kid. But
yeah,
to that point,
and certainly more of a wise ass.
Right.
And I did read some reviews that said that they didn't feel that they felt that Barbara was a very unlikable character. I actually thought the complete opposite. I thought she was very likable. What did you guys think about Barbara?
I thought she was great.
Yeah.
You know what? She reminds me so much of me, a mixture of me then and a mixture of me now, where I was completely insecure and I had no friends and nobody liked me and everyone hated me, and couple that in with the way she handles her enemies, I guess you could say, the bullies at school, the teachers, the psychiatrist. She has a certain vernacular about her that's far beyond of a girl her age, which I guess would be about 14 or 15. So she's got that going for her, and so I found a lot of me in her watching this movie.
And that's and that's good for your buy-in into the movie, right? Like it makes you connect with the character.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and not everyone's going to be able to connect on that level, but but it is cool that I think there was a lot of different angles where you could connect with Barbara in this, and that was one of them for MZ, and there's some others that I think some maybe are a little spoilery, but I just thought that she was a well fleshed out character, and in some of the reviews that I read where it did say that she was unlikable, I totally disagree. It maybe because she was kind of like
sarcastic,
mean to some people.
She's very sarcastic to a lot of people. That's really like the only way she knows how to defend herself.
But I think
she can't fight in a traditional sense, so she uses words to bully people back.
But if that comes from like I said, like she's had to have been around psychologists before. I think it's her just being tough enough to give things back.
I don't think so, because I don't think that this has been.
I don't think it's been an ongoing issue.
I think that people aren't deathly ill for a long time. A lot of the time, I think that this is something that's happened. As she's kind of hit this like post or prepubescent part of her life. I think that she's, when you are kind of end up being a latchkey kid, you kind of end up like learning how to deal with things through other elements, and she's really kind of with her two older siblings who talk to her like she's like they're her age. So in turn, she talks to everybody like she's their age, like she's like she talks. Her 20-something-year-old sister talks to her like another 20-year-old. There's an incredible scene in this movie where they communicate. Where she communicates with her using dolls. Mm-hmm. Like, that's one of the only times that you see her kind of be a child, like, kind of directly. Right. And she's using dolls to talk to her sister in the way
Yeah,
that maybe
yeah.
her sister should be using dolls to talk to her. You know, so like she's acting publicly, and this happens a lot with a lot of kids, like her, you know, their older siblings. You know, that's the way she's acting. The way they act towards her is the way she's acting to other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see. Let me take a look at my notes again here. So there was a couple things I really liked about this, and it kind of to piggyback on what we are just talking about is typically the like kind of nerdy character is alone or sad, and at least in the beginning of this, Barbara seemed to enjoy, you know, being alone and having her own world. Like, it didn't seem to faze her, where a lot of times a character like this is, you know, just wants a friend, and she didn't even want a friend. It, like, the friend kind of came to her and she was really resistant, you know? Right. So I thought that was kind of an interesting subversion of that kind of trope, which I did enjoy, and I'm sure Mars also enjoyed. Which, you have a D20 that she was trying to play a role-playing game.
Yeah.
And you know, her brother and her brother's friend or whatever were playing, you know, like the third person shooter du jour, whether it's Call of Duty or whatever. And so it just everything just seems so like kind of mundane and normal around her. Like, you know, the brother playing video games and the sister who's taking care of the family. We find out later why, I suppose, but and also, like, I also thought it was really cool. We saw this in the ritual where protection or runes, but these in the use here, she used protection runes to basically protect the school, right? Like, she would do like almost like she would do like a security check of like go through.
Yeah, it was like a fire alarms check to see. There was like 30 of them that she checked around.
Yeah, she 30 something. She kept going and counting them and checking for them to make sure they were still there. And I just thought that was kind of a nice little touch to, you know, kind of make sure that everything was secure. And so you kind of get this big kind of view of what's going on. You get to see her world and how she has to maintain these protection runes and these traps and everything like this. So it seems very realistic when you would get into it, and we think that she's really a giant killer, you know, and she seems like she has her shit together. And it's kind of interesting how the movie moves along, and we kind of see that disassembled a little bit in a way, where we have this confident, secure girl who, as the movie kind of moves on, that veneer sort of goes away, or not even the veneer, but that sort of like slowly dissipates as we get our way through, which I thought was interesting, because it's typically the other way around, you know?
Right.
We have someone building up and becoming very, you know, very confident and you know, sort of like, you know, just improving, I guess. And this way, we get it in a different way. But I just thought that was kind of a cool subversion, where we get someone who's like supremely confident right out the gate, and then that kind of falls apart as we move along. So,
when I mean, you see it as she just pretending to be all together and confident and everything, because you know, as she's trying to battle these giants, she actually fails.
Right, and that's sort of the thing.
Yeah.
When we first meet her, though, it seems like she knows what she's doing, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. But it's not that she falls apart; it's that her act falls apart.
Well, that's the best part of this movie, in my opinion, because you're 100% right. You know, and kind of what that is that, like you said, she's outwardly putting out like a you know, veneer of confidence, but in this world that she's in, the giant world, we'll say, she realizes she's a failure.
Yeah.
You know, she's like she can't do it.
Right.
She can't
In over
handle
her head.
it. Yeah. She can't handle it. You know, she's Don Quixote.
Yeah. Right.
You know, she, you know, in real life, she can say that, you know, she can act badass and she's smarter than everybody else and she knows what's really going on. But in, you know, the world that she's created, or the world that maybe not she's created in the giant world. She's not
not as confident as she thinks. Yeah.
She's still confident, but she's just not.
Well,
she can't execute.
Yeah. Well, her results are directly affected by her actual confidence, right? You know what I mean? Like the kind of rules of the world are based upon her emotional state, you know.
One of the other things I really loved was the name of her weapon. And I loved sort of the the backstory to it. So she has like kind of like a battle axe, I guess you could say, and it's called Kovaleski. And
I love that part.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
Yeah. And so it was named...
so out of left field, pardon the pun. It's so out of left field. You wouldn't think that they would use a reason for calling it Kovaleski than this. It just didn't...
Well, and it all makes sense, obviously.
It does. Yeah. They explain it, and it does make sense. But
that's the great thing about it. So it's based on a baseball player who played for the Phillies, and she, you know, like I think she's a Phillies fan, and they talk about the Phillies, and
even the gym teacher makes a reference.
Yeah, and she's I think they're from Long Island. They said they mentioned Long Island once in it, and they talk about Jersey.
Yeah. At the end,
they did mention Long Island.
At the end, they say that what happened
because it was Long
Jersey coast or something like that.
Long Island, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm wondering if there's supposed to be some implication there, if in a better time they were from Philadelphia, or the family is originally from Philadelphia.
That's what I'm guessing.
That was my thought.
Yeah. So Harry Kovaleski was a player for the Phillies. Now, he debuted a long time ago, 1907, and he played until 1918. And he wasn't on the Phillies the whole time. I think he finishes his career with the Tigers. Not that really matters in the terms of this, but I just thought that was a really cool thing because her mom obviously was a big fan of Kovaleski. And as we sort of move through the movie, we'll find out why this is more important to her. Mm-hmm. And one of the other things I loved is when they were talking, they played the tape. I think it was the friend was listening to the tape of her and her mom talking about Kovaleski. Mm-hmm. And what was the story? His first 3 games was against the Giants.
Yeah, they called him the Giant Killer.
Because he performed incredibly well against the Giants. So they ended up calling him the Giant Killer, which is just a fucking perfect, that's a perfect name for the weapon that fights giants, right? Yeah. So I just thought that, I love shit like that has some sort of real world, connection.
Yeah, it's a hell of a stretch, but at the same time, it's not. It fits perfectly into the narrative of this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought that was a really, really great touch. And so she sort of starts explaining a little bit about all these tragedies that happen in the world and how they're caused by giants, like tidal waves and massive destruction. And she said, when you see these, they're all caused by giants. And I thought that was also a cool way to link it to the real world, right? So I thought that was another cool little thing to just make the giant world, if you will, just seem like it melds really well with the real world. And I got some quotes in here. I'll actually read them through before I'll read them to myself just to make sure it's not a spoiler. But there's a couple of really awesome quotes in this that I really loved. But overall, I guess we can start talking more overall about the flick. But I think we're kind of finding out that there was a lot to like in this, whether or not we liked it overall as a film. I think there was a lot to sort of grab onto and to really enjoy. One of the things I thought about is this film, I didn't know who it was made for. Was this made for children? Was this made for, or when I say children, I mean kind of like teenagers. Or was it made for adults? Was it made for all ages? I almost felt like I couldn't tell, but it didn't necessarily matter,
I think that I was thinking the same thing while I was watching this, and I'm thinking if you took out the more psychological aspect of this movie,
right,
this would definitely be a kids movie without question. All they want, because kids, all they want is the good shit. All they want is the action and the monsters and the giants and the fighting and all this.
Not for
other
nothing, but that's all I want.
Touche. And when you throw in the psychological aspect of this movie, then it becomes a more adult.
Yeah,
it becomes more adult oriented, and
you could take it on
works
two
on
levels.
both. Yeah, I think it works on all levels.
Yeah, I do think that maybe some of the adult themes might be a little bit too much for a child, and I don't mean it's like sexual or violent. It's just more
It's heavy.
It's deep. It's deep and heavy.
It's very heavy.
Yeah. So that on that aspect of things, maybe it's not good for a younger child, but I think that it could be good for like a teenager or someone who can understand the depth of
it's
emotion.
It's like if you took something like Where the Wild Things Are or The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and throw a psychological angle onto it.
Or Alice in Wonderland, or
Alice in Wonderland.
Just a more emotional depth.
That's why I kind of rebel against the that comparison. Like I feel like they have some similarities, but I think both of these are more on the nose versions of a lot of the films I mentioned. Like even like I think Jabberwocky or so to like a degree. You know what I mean there.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the ways that this film fails is that I think it is geared more towards a teenager, late teens, but the main hero is an early teen, so it makes it harder to market the movie towards a late teen when the hero was an early teen. Like they don't want to. They can't relate to that anymore.
I feel like it's pretty universal. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're forgetting what it was like to be your late teens. I know that was 50, 60 years ago.
As I am reminded every single day, I was never a child. Like I've been a cranky old man since I was 11.
I mean, that's part of the problem with the teens. I mean, it's been universal throughout the ages is that they only relate to themselves. It's if you're 17, you're only going to relate to 16 to 18. I mean, that's just how it is.
But I related to Han Solo, and he was like 40.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Aries, but I think
But you're fucking wrong. That's
you're
what you're
fucking
trying to
wrong. Go fucking wait by the fucking raffles, all right?
Yeah.
Let us
I'll bring
fucking
you a
talk.
beer.
I'll bring you the beer.
I'll just shut up.
No, I'm teasing.
I can't believe Raven Shadow is about to say something that I feel is about to be very profound. Meanwhile, I can't figure out how to get into the fucking chat. I feel like we're in fucking Freaky Friday.
Okay, continue.
I forgot now. I fucked it up. But no. I think. I mean, you can relate to. I don't know. I was in my 20s and read fucking Robin, or people. Harry Potter translates to people all over the world. Grandmothers.
Well,
you're talking about adults relating to. I'm talking about the marketable age of a late teen.
Yeah, I mean, a dude maybe. I think teenage girls could definitely relate to Barbara a great deal.
I think someone in their late teens would have trouble relating to someone in their early teens.
I don't know. I disagree. I think that her they can still see themselves in the past, and I think her living situation is very relatable to some folks.
I mean, well, it's just like I said earlier. I mean, I'm certainly not a teenage girl, but I could certainly.
But you play one on TV.
Watch for my new series Friday nights, and but like I said, I can. But
you need your own sitcom. You love him so much, you need your own. Go ahead.
But I can. But like I said, I can certainly understand what she's going through. Not so much in the family aspect of as far as just trying to survive is concerned, or just trying to get by is concerned, but just by her own personal psychological angle, where she's just either trying to fit in or trying not to fit in, trying to be left alone, right. Or just trying to get by academically, without having to be worried about having your head shoved in the toilet every other day, But because of that, that's why I like this movie so much. Is because I can understand what lead character of Barbara is definitely going through. You know,
I want to real quick just read some of the comments on YouTube. There's some interesting discussion going on, and Creepy Girl says, I relate sometimes when life gets stressful. I escape into my daydreams and they feel real and make you feel better. Us creative types can create our own worlds. Mm-hmm. And Kexi says, I agree, Creepy Girl. I can't stand bullies. I was bullied horribly in school. I look forward to seeing this. And he says, my hobbies were my outlet growing up to avoid the hatred of reality. Mm-hmm. So you know, there's a lot of I think a lot of people can relate to this movie and to Barbara because, you know, like she is bullied, she's different. But the thing I love about it is that you never like she wears the like the bunny ears, she dresses differently, like she definitely has her own unique style, and you know, and I think that a lot of kids like that get bullied for whatever reason just because they're different, you know. So I think that there's a lot to, you know, to definitely be able to relate to in this. Creepy Girl also says, I don't think she pretended to be brave. She was very brave, even just in life. She was herself, even when people made fun of her. Her failing was her realizing she couldn't beat the monster. And Kexi says, no spoilers. First time Mike says, yeah, I created superheroes and read a lot. Was never a very physical person. So, you know, you can see that there's, you know, there a lot of people in the chat room can definitely relate to this. First time Mike says names have power. Absolutely. And let's see, I can't read it all. There's a lot of stuff going on. You guys have some good conversations going on. Also, I think you commented on this, Mars, but Skeletron wanted you to listen to his new track.
I did comment.
Okay, yep. So Skeletron has a new track he posted.
You can hear Skeletron on Black Cat Anthem's Redheaded
There
January.
you go. There you go.
Pretty fucking great song. Putting all the adult electronic bands on notice.
Skeletron should have won that Best Electronic Award.
Don't even get me started.
No, I know.
When the host calls you mid-show and is complaining, you know that there's a fucking controversy. I think we might have got slotted as a national band, and our votes might have got thrown out the window.
The Barry Windham?
The Barry Windham.
I think Cougar, the band that won, Cougar Bait. We put out a single 8 years ago.
They're called Cougar Bait?
Yes. Fuck those guys.
No. Fuck them in their ear.
How's that for edgy?
Oh, yeah. Let's make those cougars extinct.
Yeah.
So
tell them to come to one of my shows. I'll fucking pee on them from the stage.
Jesus Christ.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Before or after they grab your junk?
Whatever. Fuck them.
Is this going to be a night when I'm stuck behind
is he gonna be
a booth?
Aries, you probably do want to be stuck behind a booth.
on.
Yeah, when he's peeing on people. So, so one of the quotes. This isn't necessarily spoilery because it's kind of just nebulous. You don't really know what it's in reference to. But one of the quotes I really liked was, "A giant is hate. Smashing stuff isn't enough. A giant takes everything from you, and when it's done, it's like anything that made your life good was never even there."
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
I remember that line.
Yeah, there were some really good quotes in this. There's another one. This one isn't too spoiler either, but I think this was when she was battling one of the giants. It says, all things that live in this world die. This is why you must find joy in the living. While the time is yours and not fear the end. To deny this is to deny a life, but to embrace it, can you embrace it? Which is another kind of powerful thing, especially in terms of when it occurred.
My favorite quote.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking about it, and I just think about how great it is. When Barbara's getting picked on.
I think it's
in the school where she says, if you don't leave me alone, I'll do things to you that'll make God cry.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. Whoa.
Yeah,
that's
it's pretty good.
heavy.
Yeah.
So I think we're at a point where we can't talk too much more without giving too much away. So I think maybe, unless is there anything you guys wanted to mention that we have yet to talk about? No? All right. Actually, one more thing I'll say before we head to the verdict was Madison Wolfe, who played Barbara in this, was fucking amazing.
She was great.
Real good. Real good. Good performance.
I thought it was quite varied. Like, she had to do quite a bit in this, and there was a lot of range. So,
And it all really kind of fell on her too.
oh yeah.
I mean,
this,
she was the.
it definitely, like, this movie was a make or break with her.
But yeah, she's definitely likable. I don't get how she'd be an unlikable character by those comments.
Yeah, and this isn't. I'll cap this off so it's not spoilery, but one of the things that really kind of impacted me was that she can face off against giants, she can stand up to bullies, she can take care of herself basically, but there's one thing she couldn't do in this,
Right.
and that's what's kind of like really powerful, and
Right.
I was going to say something. It might have been a little too spoiler, but I'll cap it right there. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll head to a verdict on this one because I think we've talked about it all that we can.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether I Kill Giants was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts we may have. Let's start it off with Raven Shadow.
I liked this movie. I did. I think it. I don't think it was perfect. I mean, nothing was anything really bad about it. But I enjoyed it, and I'm curious about reading the comic book as well. I think it could fit in. I mean, it's not these kind of movies, but I think you have a young kid, maybe 12 to 14. You could show them something like this. This could be part of the, you show them, Neverending Story, Goonies, Monster Squad. Not putting this movie in those kind of categories, but I think it could be kind of like Fisher-Price, my first psychological.
Well, Neverending
monster horror movie.
Neverending Story has it's again why I rebel against that more contemporary comparison, because Neverending Story has very similar themes to this film.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, so it's just a matter of like to say it's just that one thing, like, is to kind of
not fair
dismiss all these other movies that do the same thing.
But I think it could fit into that, I don't know, progression. If you're going to show the tippy ties.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, treat.
All right. Pap says throw Hostel 2 in there.
Yes. People are sorry about that. Is he the one?
No.
Okay, right.
No, he's the one. He's my fault.
No.
And Kexi says, I must hit the sack, y'all. I'll definitely tune in to the 300th episode. Good night, everyone.
I'll be right there, Kexi.
See you, Kex.
See you, Kex.
I'll hit the sack.
Ooh.
Speed bag. All right, Aries.
I enjoyed this movie. I thought the acting was well done. The special effects were good. I think it missed its mark with me. I'm not a teenage girl.
No.
Not that you're aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. Last I checked.
It'd be a lot cool if you were back in the day, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not even gonna. No.
I know what you were gonna.
No, I was gonna open a can.
I know you were.
I'm not even gonna.
I know you were.
Those aren't pillows. That's not my beard.
Hey, that's my ass. I know what he's talking about.
But I mean, it's a good movie if you have children. Yeah, sit down and watch it with them. It's a good, teenager family type flick.
Yeah, and stuff to talk about after.
And stuff to talk about. You could open up a nice family dialogue. I bet that doesn't happen much nowadays.
Yeah, no, who wouldn't? No.
But so a treat.
Ah.
Oh, America's Sweethearts softening up. All right, MZ.
Yeah, I like this a lot. This was a good movie. The performances were really, really solid. The CGI was okay, I guess, to be expected in a movie like this.
Yeah,
it's nothing spectacular, but it holds its own, and serves what it needs to serve in the film.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it much.
The
but
Giants, because the Giants themselves.
I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah. What?
I was just gonna piggyback on what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
we didn't really talk about the CGI much, and it was used judiciously. But I think when it was used, it looked fairly good.
And
it did. It did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
It did look good.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't know what the budget was, but I thought it was definitely
not much
for the high spots that it had. It didn't take me out of it. I think it didn't. It did its job, and it wasn't. I don't know, definitely seen worse.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, and it's got a really solid story. It looked nice, and I really felt for the main characters. So, all things said, I think this is a pretty decent treat.
All right, Marzi.
Since Dorothy escaped to Oz from the depression of the Kansas and the Dust Bowl, the metaphor of children escaping into their imagination has been used pretty liberally throughout literature and film.
Wait, are you trying to say The Wizard of Oz was a dream?
No, it's real.
Oh, okay.
No. But it's just like you being a teenage girl. But not my dream, by the way.
Come on.
But I'm okay, maybe. But this one added an interesting wrinkle of mental illness to it, or at least post-traumatic or pre-traumatic stress, I guess.
Yeah.
And I found that really fascinating. I felt like this was pitch perfect. This is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Wow.
I think it's a kind of a masterpiece in a really subtle way. The right amount of fairy tale, the right amount of kind of bleak, modern, suburban, I don't even know what to call it, like a modern suburban, certainly not gothic, but just kind of this modern suburban drama. Mixed with just the right amount of Wes Anderson and the right amount of not visually but thematically the best stuff of Guillermo del Toro, the Spanish stuff of Guillermo del Toro, and I think that this is a really great movie, and I think it should be seen. It's a treat of the highest order.
How much did you cry?
Oh, I fuck. I don't know.
Sorry to pull the curtain back.
A lot. I've been lucky enough. I'll say I almost said unfortunate enough to have pretty much lost 3 mothers.
I had a feeling. I honestly, if I had known some of the themes of this, I might not have picked it.
Yeah, but
because it hits a little close to home. But
it did. I was on board before that reveal.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that reveal was uber powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once again, I had read a couple of reviews where they were like, "Oh, well, I wish the reveal came sooner, so I knew what was going on." I was like, "But you wouldn't have that fucking emotional, gut punch, So,
sounds like you're reading reviews by what's the publication? We're fucking idiots.
I think it's Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
Well, I went to some. Well, what's fucking reputable these days? But I tried to go to some more reputable sites, but
like
60-second review.
But I'm glad you dug a Mars.
Newsflash, we have pee in our eyes.
I'm glad you dug it because I know heading in you weren't in maybe the best.
I'm still not. I want to jump off a train into a cliff and get hit by an airplane.
Wow.
I will say I didn't agree with the giant speech.
No,
I agree with Nick Gage. Embrace death. Nick Cage and his big fucking tooth.
All right.
Nicolas Cage?
No, you're better not known. Shave werewolf rat of a wrestler. You'd fucking love him. That's the thing. He would be fucking Ray Michelle's favorite.
Paps says the reveal had a ton of impact, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, for me, this was definitely a treat as well. This movie perfectly walked the tightrope between fantasy and reality, and I think it gave a reasonable justification for the fantasy to feel real, especially to Barbara. This is a great use of metaphor and perfectly portrays the fears and concerns of a child. I could see this film feeling like... so I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I could see this film feeling like it might be a little too adult for a child and a bit too young for an adult. but for me, it worked perfectly, and it blended a heart-wrenching drama with fantasy elements. The performance by Madison Wolfe was well portrayed and varied. She had to play a hero, a villain, a victim, a hunter, a scared child, and a brave adult.
Yeah.
And I think she pulled it off flawlessly.
Yeah,
and
she did.
This is a really good movie, and I'm very curious to see A Monster Calls now because I've heard that is better in a lot of senses.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I
Okay,
actually
interesting.
thought this was,
okay, cool.
This was a little more sincere.
I think we have
Yeah.
a movie for next week.
I've also heard, Mars, that the difference between the two is the main character in A Monster Calls was a boy, and the main character in this was a girl. So I heard that one's a little like they deal with different things because of who the main character is. I think. You know.
I think there were a lot of themes too that were like touched upon and in this like.
Yeah, it's a powerful film, and there's I really do think that there's that pretty much anyone can get something out of this because we've all when you see the movie, you get to the end, we've all been through this. Like we all could have been in Barbara's shoes in one, for one way or another, like depending on what the tragedy was or the situation, So I just think that this is such a well-written Mars, man. Come on. I'm just trying to fucking finish my
Aries is yelling at me and I get nervous.
You looked at him and smiled.
It was an awkward, nervous smile.
Did you fight because I got mad at you?
Oh my!
It's a defense mechanism.
And it wasn't a fight, by the way.
Yeah, it was a fucking rip shit.
It was a diarrhea.
Like a fucking skunk, for Christ's sake.
All right, well, I guess I should wrap this fucking up. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Episode 300's coming.
Yeah.
Find out why.
So yeah, I love this movie, and I do want to show it to other people. T-Dog didn't get a chance to watch this with me, and I really want to show it to her. And I think that a lot of people should check this out. It's quite well made. Some great performances, especially by Madison Wolfe as Barbara, and even Zoe Saldana. Like her, she's probably the star in this, right? Come in because
probably the biggest name.
The biggest name, yeah.
Definitely
plays Gamora.
But she was very, very
Guardians
reserved, though.
She is, but very has a big impact, though.
Oh, she was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I forgot about a couple of scenes towards the end with her.
Yeah.
But I like her a lot.
And also one of the things I forgot to mention was Barbara gets to do a lot of stuff in this movie that probably a lot of us as kids would have liked to have done, like slapping teachers and it's pretty crazy.
That's actually a great panel in the comic.
Oh, okay.
it's really cool. Like it's definitely more Marvel style in the comic itself.
Yeah.
But it definitely stood out for me. And she took some bumps too.
I was wondering if she did her own stunts because she was doing some serious dives and shit.
Yeah, she did take some good bumps.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really, it boils down to it just being a really good children's adventure movie.
Yeah, and I think
but it's made for adults too. Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. That sort of thing.
Jesus.
Alrighty then.
Oh, if we just ended 10 seconds sooner.
Yeah, well, you didn't. So now that's your punishment. Maybe you'll learn next time.
All right. Well, next week we are not reviewing a movie. It is typically on the milestone shows, especially if we have a big thing going on. It can sort of dominate the conversation, and this one ended up being about an hour or so long. So we are not going to be doing a film review next week. However, we want you guys to steal the show. We want you guys to be front and center, and for you to let us know your Fangoria memories. Whether you have a favorite issue, there was a favorite movie of yours, or an impactful article that you saw in Fango, some stories of you buying it, anything like that. Any memories you want to share about Fangoria, that's what we're going to be doing next week, and we're also going to have some guests. So. Should be a good time. So, Raven Shadow, you got a week off.
I can't wait.
Now this is
You
it.
still got to show up. You just don't have to.
His run of watching movies is now over.
Yeah.
because now you've given him that break.
Well, it's over for all of us if you go by that.
But I don't care. I'm gonna watch.
No, because
5
for the most
days
part,
of Strong
all of us
Climb
watch
and
the
Fast and
movies.
Furious. That's all that's gonna be going on in my house.
Fast and Furious.
No, I've been watching a lot of movies.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take this shit real world for a second.
Uh-oh.
The plastic bucket right there. What is that? That's the trash can.
You okay?
The giant cardboard
Giant
box next
cardboard
to
box,
it.
yeah. It
full
is
of
giant.
bottles and cans. What is that?
Giant cardboard
That's
box.
the recycling bin.
Oh.
Where did you just throw your can? In the trash can.
Well, I kept my bottles if it makes me feel better.
No, it doesn't make me feel better. I
'Cause
just
I can take a
fished
picture-
out a dozen bottles and cans, all of them Dr. Pepper, out of that trash can.
I can just finish it. Well, there's one more.
Yeah, that's why your hands are so sticky.
I can just finish.
What, do you give you an HJ?
Motherfucker, for 3 weeks I've been fishing bottles and cans out of that trash can.
Were there any plastic bottles? Were there any plastic bottles? Because I can get a free Uber.
Then fish them out of the recycling bin. I shouldn't have to fish your shit out of the trash to put it in the recycling
Well, no,
bin.
that was just a can.
All right, we have.
It is recycling.
Does it really make a difference?
We have a lot of voicemail.
It goes to the Aries Whiskey Fund.
We have 8 voicemail. This is the most we've had in a long
8?
time. 8.
I'm going home. I have to go home.
Well, you don't want to hear our fucking listeners?
I have to get up soon, and I'm gonna commit suicide too. So those 2 things in a row. I'm busy.
First time Mike says Aries, god of recycling, motherfuckers.
I'm fucking passionate about that.
All right, and Skeletron says, I gotta go. Happy streaming. All right, Skeletron, thanks for checking in, man.
Thanks, buddy. I'm coming with you.
Bye, Skeletron.
All right, we're gonna head to a break. We'll be back in how long, MZ?
Oh, 2 and 2.
Do you seek logic in an illogical world? Does your mind seek the knowledge of the universe and its relevance to society? Does your soul require a depth rarely found in the existence currently available to humankind?
Here you laddie, where you going with that tatties? Get over here, son, I'll break your fucking arse, son, come here!
Then keep looking, because Stascast isn't for you. Stascast does, however, bring you conversation from professional non-professionals about music.
I just have this image of you, like, winding a pair of shorts up your own asshole by pedaling a bike.
Film.
I mean, you'd think there would be some bloods and guts and such.
Television.
And suddenly Quail reach out and punch Rocky in the face. I didn't do it because you're an asshole. You are an asshole, but that's not why you did it.
Technology.
I come from sort of a different animal.
I'm sorry, like, what sort of asshole did you climb out of?
Society.
Can't see this, folks, but what I did was just in preparation of this discussion, I just went through.
You fucking prepared?
In existence as a whole or in pieces.
Finally, we got to the point of this podcast.
Yeah, I'm like, we will always gravitate back to the anus. It is our home point from which all humor in this podcast will be generated.
Jump into the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Stascast.
Not a comedy podcast. This is a really badly organized intervention. Next week's podcast, the 3 of us will be performing on ayahuasca.
You can also find Stascast at Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.
It's all serious talk about stupid shit.
You know, if you've got the kettle flax around your neck and you're about to kick the stool from underneath you, you know what? Why not look it up beforehand?
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
favorite giants.
All right. We're back.
Hey.
Trick or Treat Radio. Me and MZ are, anyways.
Yes. Everyone else, I think the rest of the boys are in the men's room.
Together.
Yes.
All at the same time, using the same urinal.
Oh, wait. No. Here comes Aries.
Aries finished first.
Yep. All right.
Well, we do have a lot of voicemail to get to.
Yes.
So maybe let's play some of that first, and we'll let. I think some of the folks are going to talk about their favorite fictional giants. So we'll add on. But who should I start with?
I want to go first with the fictional giants thing because I don't want anyone to steal mine.
All right, go ahead, Aries.
Well, no, I'll wait, but I just want to go first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You can go.
It's all right.
I'll let you go.
Well, no, I just like to go first every now and then.
Go ahead.
Okay, go.
Okay, no. Okay. My favorite giants in the movie.
Actually, we're going to head to the... No, I'm just kidding.
It's James Dean. One of his finest performances was in Giant. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did I misunderstand? Oh, crap. I forget the actor's name.
You wanted to go first.
I did because I had it and then I forgot it. In Big Fish.
Yeah, the one from Howard Stern.
Well, you got to go there, don't you?
It's where he was on. He was on Howard first.
MZ, help me out here.
The actor's name?
Yeah.
It wasn't George Mirasan, was it?
No, that was in My Giant.
Yeah, I thought
No, that's
Matthew McCrory, right?
Matthew McCrory.
Yes,
Yeah, but he had a name. What was his name on Howard?
His name was
Bigfoot.
Matthew McCrory.
No, on the show, his name is Bigfoot.
Oh, it's Bigfoot. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
that's my favorite giant in the movies.
Okay.
Granted he's not a giant, but they did refer to him as a giant in the movies.
Yeah.
And it was very well done.
And I was getting a little Big Fish with this movie too. Maybe.
What?
English.
Sorry, please play voice.
All right, I'm trying to back you up.
Yeah, I'm sorry for bringing this to a screeching halt.
It's not your fault.
My apologies.
I'm sorry too.
Does anyone else have a giant they really want to talk about before we head to voicemail?
I actually different movie, but I was gonna say what Aries said. My favorite giant is Tiny from the Firefly family from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met at a convention. Came and hung out with the Deadites a couple of years in a row when we played, and he also has one, in my opinion, the opening of Devil's Rejects is one of the most fucking chilling uses of a giant that I've ever seen ever.
All right. How about that? All right, so let's go to a voicemail now. And let's hear from our buddy, Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, guys. It's Arkham Josh here. It's taking the dog out for her night walk and getting a call into you guys. First off, I missed out on calling in last week, but I did get a chance to see Terrifier. And I agree with you guys for the most part. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the effects were definitely good. I thought the characters were interesting. I do, however, think it probably could have used another pass in the scripting phase. I know one of the other callers brought up the fact that it's one of those films where they're constantly stabbing the killer once or hitting the killer once and then running off and not ever actually stopping to make sure he's immobilized in any way. And, I mean, I'm used to, I can buy it if that happens like once, maybe twice, but that like seriously happened like 4 times in Terrifier. So, I thought that got a little bit annoying after a little while. But overall, I would actually give it a treat and a recommend. And I'm definitely interested in checking out the film that preceded it and anything that comes after it. And I know you guys all mentioned about his name, the clown's name being Art, and that it was only written on the wall. It's actually also in the news report at the beginning that he is referred to as Art Clown. Just so you guys know. All right. So now on to this week's film, I Kill Giants. I was actually very excited when I saw that you guys were going to cover this, but then I was also kind of a little bit disappointed because I saw a trailer for this a while back, and I was really hoping that this was something I'd get to see, on the big screen in a theater. I was just a little bit disappointed, but I was also very excited, and I really liked it. This is another treat and another recommend, and I definitely highly recommend that people check this film out because it's pretty different, and it's got a good combination of some dark comedy along with some kind of really serious stuff. It's another one where I think it probably, I don't know if it could have used a little more time in the scripting phase or what, but it's one of those films where it kind of gets to its conclusion and everything all of a sudden wraps up really quickly in a way. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I thought the effects were good. I thought the characters were great. I thought the cast was great. I think I predict that I think we're on the precipice of seeing a large slew of films centered around middle school aged girls. I only say that because we just watched I Kill Giants, and then on Sunday I ran a preview screening for the new Bo Burnham directed film 8th Grade, which is a comedy about an awkward 8th grade girl. So I don't know, just seeing these multiple things all at once makes me wonder if we're at the beginning of a trend, which so far, the films are all good, so I'm fine with that. Alright, I'm back in from walking the dog.
Not playing pole position anymore.
I will bid you guys adieu. I hope the show is going well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
How big is that dog?
I feel bad for him. He didn't get his walk last week.
Yeah. It's a big chain. It's like Marmaduke.
Well, thanks, Josh. Always love hearing from you, buddy. And glad you dug the flick. And we appreciate hearing your thoughts about Terrifier as well. All right, let's now go to our man, Cease. Big Cease.
Nice.
Let's hear from Cecil.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio. It's Cecil. I'm calling in to give you some giant feedback.
Yeah.
On favorite cinematic giant. I think it's hard not to think about David Lynch when you think about cinematic giants, just based on Elephant Man and Dune. He's up there. Also Fellini. No, but really, I wanted to say John Goodman as the Cyclops in the Coen Brothers, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was such a good giant, the way they shoot him, with the camera tricks. He's like a big guy. So I like that kind of thing. And I like Jaws from James Bond. Those giants are the best.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
Bye.
That was a good one. I don't think anyone would have thought of Jaws.
No.
All right, Cecil. Always love hearing from you, man. And Cease just dropped episode 4 of Movie Reviews Rising a couple weeks, I think it was a week or two ago. So check that out. Always love hearing Cecil's thoughts on films. All right, here's a voicemail from someone he was in the chat room last week. We haven't heard from him in a while. The exploits of our man down under, Drive Jacket Mark.
Yes.
Hey guys, it's Drive Jacket Mark here. I'm just calling in to wish Mars a happy birthday. And
Thanks,
just
buddy.
To say I'm really happy to hear that everything's going well for you and your lady friend.
Thank you.
It's been a while, but I'm still around, still listening.
Good.
When I can. Hopefully I'll have a bit more free time lately to check in on you guys. But I still download the show and listen to it when I'm driving around. Alright, guys, that's about it. Just happy birthday, mate. I'm thinking of you.
Thank you, man.
Alright, thanks, guys. See ya.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, he sounds great.
He does.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very low key.
Very distant.
No drinking.
Are you of all people making fun of somebody's fucking call infidelity?
What?
Like
I knew.
Very good. Right.
Thanks for calling in, Mark. Always love hearing from you, buddy. And
that,
maybe
Yeah.
it's more than half a world away. It's almost a whole world away, right?
Yeah, it's
A whole new world.
A whole nude world.
Ooh.
New World Order.
A nude world order. A nude world order.
But always a pleasure to hear from you, Mark, and glad you're still checking in every now and then, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Good.
And
I think he's leaving his doors locked nowadays.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think leaving your doors unlocked is the fucking least of your trouble where he lives.
He's probably staying at someone else's house with the doors locked.
Yeah. Well, I guess until the spiders and the crocodiles know how to turn doorknobs.
I had a dream that they found a fucking snake in Australia that had like ram horns.
I got a snake, man.
Snake, man. And they do.
You shit in my house.
You shit in my house. All right. Thanks, Mark. Let's hear from our boy, FTM. First time Mike.
Hey.
The Conqueror Worm by Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
Read by First Time Mike.
Nice.
Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome later years, an angel throng, bewinged, bedight, in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly, mere puppets they who come and go, at the bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings, invisible woe. That motley drama, oh be sure, it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chase forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth in to the selfsame spot, and much of madness, and more of sin, and horror the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rides from out the scenic solitude. It rides, with mortal pangs, that mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs, in human gourd imbued. Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling affirm, that the play is the tragedy man, and its hero, the Conqueror Worm. That was The Conqueror Worm by Edgar Allan Poe. And this is First Time Mike, dropping some culture on all y'all.
We need it.
Happy episode 299, and just waiting for episode 300. This is your friend First Time Mike saying good night. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. That was fucking great.
Yeah, man.
Loved it.
Yeah, I love it. I love myself some Poe anyways, so really awesome, Mike. Thanks, man. Y'all are cultured now.
Word.
How's it feel, Raven Shadow?
New and unusual.
Should be dressing up like Mr. Peanut with a monocle top hat.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I could be going to the theater.
Yeah. Let's knock one of his glasses out, one of his eyes.
I got medical problems already. I don't need help. Touch me.
Hey, Raven Shadow likes Poe. He likes that song where she teamed up with Eminem.
Yeah. No, it was Angry Johnny. Is that? No, I don't. Poe didn't. That was
Wasn't it Poe?
No, it was the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Corny says, nice First Time Mike.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Corny, why don't we hear from the man himself?
Hey, all right.
Hey guys, this is Evil Corny. I saw I Killed Giants this week. I really enjoyed the film. Nice. I want to say I might have read the graphic novel back in the day, because there's a couple beats out of the story, a little bit of dialogue that I kind of remember reading at some point. but it's been several years ago and several comics between,
Right.
you know,
Then and now.
then and now.
No, thanks.
But I did really enjoy the film. My favorite cinematic giant is Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Yep, there
I
you
am
go.
a Harry Potter fan.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I want to wish Mars a happy birthday on tomorrow.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thursday.
now.
I hope he has many more, even though he
I don't think
he
so.
gets surprised every time he figures out how many he's had.
Yeah, no, I think I'm.
You all have a
done.
good week. Evil Corny out.
Yeah, I think I'm.
All right.
All right, Corny. Thanks, buddy. And that was really fucking cool of you to send something from
Yeah,
Mars.
it's fucking awesome.
Like, it's unbelievable. Like, we have the coolest fucking
Makes
listeners.
me feel really special.
Now, who do you say his favorite giant was? Because I was deterred by
Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right, now let's move on to. Corny says you're welcome.
Thank you. And by the way, I want My Way played at my funeral with montages of me kicking ass.
That's going to be hard to find.
Yeah, right. Just put me in a fucking.
What, the song or the montage?
The montage. It might just be one loop.
We'll play the same move over and over.
Yeah,
Lars.
just be like GIF. Yeah.
No, I see like him and Tiny in a heart like that, you get it like Hampton Beach.
Just put me in a fucking rocking chair in the backyard. Just leave me there. Don't even waste money to bury me. Just throw fucking gasoline on me.
Death Race 2000.
People
Well-
probably get sick though if you do burn me.
I was gonna say that's the cheapest way.
No, honestly, just fucking drop me off somewhere like James Brown.
How about if we just shoot you out of a cannon into the Atlantic Ocean?
Hey, whatever. Just
Why don't we just do fucking?
I'm so ready.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, fine. Whatever. I'm just
We'll have you on the show still.
Just have the show get better.
We'll put you off camera. No one will even notice.
Just fucking bring me to the docks. Just be nice. It'll be me, fucking Frodo.
We can rig
You
up a
fucking
string.
Frodo.
We can rig up a string so every so often he can just kind of.
Me, Frodo, and Gandalf on the back of the boat, waving goodbye to everyone. I'm fucking ready. I'm so ready. I can't believe how old I am. It's a fucking failure.
I can't believe you didn't know.
I'm what a fucking failure.
Not a
I blew
failure.
it. I
Stop
blew
it.
No, it's terrible.
What's terrible?
I'm like the fucking Chip of fucking writers.
The fucking Chip?
Chip from the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, I thought you meant Firebreaker
Oh,
Chip.
Oh, yeah.
I thought there was another Chip.
No.
You sure you don't mean Firebreaker Chip?
No, not Firebreaker Chip. He had a fuck. He was on TV.
I thought about a different chip for a minute.
I know which one you mean.
I don't know who that is. No, not that one. I'm ready.
Well, while you get ready, why don't we hear
I think
from
I'm as old as that Chip, though.
60, 65.
All right, well, let's hear from Liana.
Thank you.
Hi guys. So, happy to see you guys. A little bummed out that this movie isn't necessarily horror, but I'm interested in what you guys think of it either way. This week's question confounds me a little because I'm not sure what counts as a giant and what doesn't. There doesn't really seem to be a lot of giants in the human sense, like a giant human in the sense of movies and TV that I would have grown up with. There seems to be plenty in books, but they never really captured my attention that much. It's not a subcategory of person subcategory of monster that I really cared about as much because giants always seem to be more just human, but bigger and more animalistic, and it doesn't seem as interesting to me in that sense. God. I'm not going to say that my favorite fictional giants
God
are
is a
like
good giant.
those rock giants that were in the first Hobbit movie for like 5 minutes.
There you go.
Good.
And I'm not going to say the BFG from Roald Dahl's book and subsequent Spielberg adaptation.
Do that one.
Big fucking giant.
So it's a very interesting question, but very hard to answer. if I can include giant animals, I think it might be a little bit easier. But then we'd get into the whole conundrum of whether or not to include kaiju. And if it's my favorite kaiju, I'd easily say like either Godzilla or Ghidorah, because they're awesome. But also, like, if I want to say giant creature, maybe, I would go with the Xenomorph Queen from Aliens.
There you go.
Just because the Xenomorph Queen is not only scary and brilliantly designed, but also makes a very good foil for Ripley and presents a unique, monstrous feminine character. Like, very often in horror or action or fantasy, a female monster is still sexually appealing, but not in the case with the Xenomorph Queen. And on top of that, she's also a mother who cares deeply for her children, and which thus sets up like the whole final conflict of the movie and the whole final showdown, where Newt is in danger, but Ripley finds herself in the ire of the Queen because she kills the aliens' children. So yeah, those are my thoughts with that question.
Cool.
So I liked kind of hearing her train of thought, like as she went. She was like, well, this, and then this. Well, what if we could do this? And I really like that. So
she may have just overanalyzed it a little too much, I think.
Maybe, but I liked it. But I like that she came up with an answer, and that's why when we do the questions, I like to try to keep them open ended so that you can interpret it however you want.
Nothing wrong with covering all bases.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, I think she just gave it too much thought and didn't go with her just first instinct. I mean,
her first instinct was that she didn't know what really constitutes a giant.
Not
all
of us can be gods of war, Aries. You know?
I mean, Aries gods of giants.
I mean, you put that question out there last week, and instantly my mind went to real big giant. So that's why I was just
and that's why I liked her answer. It was different.
It was okay. No, I'm not saying it was wrong.
You just fucking hate millennials, Aries.
I do. It's been a while since I fought with her. Let's start another fight with her.
No.
You guys are no fun.
She's nice. Thank you, Leanna. Always like hearing from you. So let's now go to Pabst. We're from Pabst, Mars. He doesn't fucking care.
No, I'm trying to figure out if these are actually legend scale or not.
Oh my God.
All right, well, let's hear from Pabst.
Hey guys, it's Pabst. How's it going? Just calling in this week. I just finished watching I Kill Giants, and I gotta say I really enjoyed that movie. It was significantly less whimsical than I anticipated it to be, considering the little snippet reviews that I read about it here and there online. But regardless, this was a movie with a lot of heart. I thought it was just fantastic. Thought it was kind of a weird mix in terms of the feel of it, of Ghost World, Hunt for the Wilder People, a little Don Quixote, and a nice little zip of Adventure Time. Visually, I thought this movie, it looked fantastic, really beautiful, and the CGI that was in it, I thought looked awesome. The oh God, what were they? The Harbingers or something? I thought those guys looked so fucking cool.
Those were cool.
In terms of the question for this week, my favorite giant, hands down, 100% has to go to Fezzik from Princess Bride. Andre the Giant, just the best. I was raised on that movie. I grew up watching that probably at least once a month as a kid. And he's just, fantastic. The little one-liners and jokes and stuff. It's just really great. All right, guys, have a good show. Looking forward to listening to it, and peace.
All right, thanks, Pabst.
I'll see you at WrestleMania 3.
No more rhymes now. I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut? Hulk Hogan. Oh man, we used to do it.
Hey!
I've been watching some of his old promos lately, like through those old school things.
Yeah.
And man, he just didn't say anything. He's like, Big Johnston, for what you did to me in Madison Square Garden. I break.
I'll squeeze you, Hulk Hogan.
King Combine. I break you too. Bobby Brain Heenan. I top hot.
After watching the Andre the Giant documentary, I mean, I was really young for WrestleMania 3. Was that in 1987, right?
87.
Yeah, at the Silverdome.
At the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan.
So I was 11. So
93,173, a world indoor record. They don't let you forget that either.
No.
Well, don't tell Uncle Dave. He'll tell you it's fucking wrong. On the day the fucking Silverdome dies, he'll tell you all about it. Bruno Sammartino didn't sell out all those buildings.
Yeah, but that was like one of Coop said that was like one of hundreds of tweets about Sammartino today.
Yeah, along with the one where it said we weren't really friends.
No, it said we were friends. Yeah.
Steve hates Dave. I hate.
You hate Dave?
Yeah, he's like, I hate Spags.
Wow.
Dave's not here.
He's not here, man.
But after watching the Andre the Giant documentary, there was a lot of I don't necessarily remember all the build up to WrestleMania 3, and that was some pretty cool shit.
Oh, I remember it.
I mean, I remember basically, but I don't remember all the promos and everything. But that was a really fucking good build.
I remember seeing it, and I was not a big Hulk Hogan fan at the time, but I got really upset about it. And I was, WrestleMania 3. I wasn't so young. I was 87.
That's what made Hogan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the moment.
He was pretty made, but
the
it was
passing the
Sure,
torch.
that was what cemented him. I should say.
Yeah, that was kind of the almost like the sequel. That was like the kind of make or break thing because the formula needed something that lasted longer than. That lasted longer than actually he was gonna, and he really did live off, that WrestleMania thing until, almost when he dropped it to the Warrior. But I got upset because one thing I saw from the preview of that is true. Andre really was a larger than life thing. Like you really just kind of liked him. You know what I mean? You just like any was like a force of nature, a force of good. So from the show up with Bobby Heenan and all, and that whole thing was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. First time Mike says, I gotta get to sleep myself, guys. My favorite giant right now are the Ents from the Two Towers, with an honorable mention to my guy Apache Chief from Super Friends.
Oh, that was mine. First time, Mike.
A childhood fave. FTM out. Be well.
In need, Chuck.
You see, motherfuckers, that's why I wanted to go first.
I wanted to, but Johnny didn't go to us after the voicemails.
I gave everyone an opportunity that was in the room. You must not have been in the room.
I guess I must not have been.
Yeah, you were smoking.
Maybe I was doing notes.
Is that what you call smoking?
Let's see those notes.
You don't see my notes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
let's
send
see
them
them.
to Johnny later on.
No, let's see them.
No, lots happened since you've been gone. I take notes now, Johnny. You were away
Since he's been
gone.
I was gone.
You've been gone a long time. You've been away
Let's
for
see.
a while.
Let me see your notes.
Since you've been
No,
gone,
it might be.
Let me see them.
I'll send them to you later. I'm still working on it.
I gotta grade them.
No, you don't want to see these notes. They're dirty notes.
Who's reading those notes for you? You give a lady friend. You can't do dirty notes.
To Johnny. Dear Johnny. No. I like Apache. And I know in 2018, Apache Chief probably isn't the most PC character. But I didn't know I was like 6. I mean, I thought that's what, Apaches wear.
You thought Indians were supposed to be marginalized?
Yeah.
Native Americans, Johnny.
Well,
indigenous people. I mean, that's like you could have an Italian member of the Super Friends in a jogging suit. That's what he
What
wears.
would his name be?
Fast Tony. El Dorado, Hawkman. Hey, Fast Tony, what the fuck?
Tony Vaselino.
Where's the fucking trouble alert up in this motherfucker?
There'd be a whole team of them. Fast Tony, Fat Tony, Skinny Tony,
A regular Tony.
Old Tony.
And just plain Tony.
Tony Mamaluke.
I'm Bat Tony.
Hey, Lex Luthor. What are you talking about, you jabroni?
Shut up in your face,
Yeah.
Lex. Fast Tony. In a fucking tracksuit.
Tracksuit, right? Slick back. So he's streamlined. Someone call Raven J.
Hey, Superman, somebody order pizza.
Somebody order some justice. Hey.
There's a shitload of medallions.
Hey, somebody order a pizza with a side of Truth and Justice the American way. Hey.
Hey. Look at this over. Hey.
Yeah.
Yo.
Fellow Fast Tony.
I love Fast Tony. I want this fucking comic. Let's make it happen.
Let's do this. Do my notes.
Hey, Wonder Woman, you're the eye of my pie. If you know what I'm talking about.
If that's what your notes are, then you can work. Yeah, you can continue to work on your notes.
You missed a Johnny at the Deadites gathering the other day. You missed a pretty fucking good argument between, as Raven Shadow would say, me and my husband about the validity of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah,
got heated. He didn't understand what I was saying. He goes, "It doesn't matter if you don't find her attractive."
He was mad.
I was like, "Yeah, it does. That's kind of one of Wonder Woman's superpowers."
But as I stated at your party, it doesn't matter if you find her attractive. It's the masses that matter.
So you're saying New Jersey doesn't matter in this decision, or Connecticut?
You're from Jersey all of a sudden?
No, but you just said mass is the only thing that matters.
Go Sox.
Masses.
Raven Shadow, why do you leave parties so early now? I get to Dynamo's, you're gone.
What time were you there?
I don't know. I had to do Five Horsemen stuff.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't that late.
It was like 9:30 or 10, maybe.
You stayed longer than normal, but
I think it was 10. I think I got there like a little after 10.
So I was there early. I was there.
Yeah, what's the deal?
And you left early.
Yeah, you left
Well,
early.
yeah, because then if I stay, I start drinking, and I just managed to do the right thing.
You had to work on your Fast Tony.
I had to work on my Fast Tony's. I had some drawings to set up my art desk.
you could have brought Oliver, so that wasn't an excuse.
I'd have to get Oliver. Yeah, I'd have to get Oliver.
Yeah, but you could have brought him.
Yeah, he doesn't like people. He likes some people.
There was a dog there that didn't like people.
That's true. I didn't think people really brought their dogs. I guess I could have.
Willie's awesome.
Well, Donna Matrix can really do whatever she wants.
Oh, that's fair.
She didn't even hang out with anybody. She watched with the Bruins the whole time.
That's true.
Yeah, laid on the couch.
Hey,
Yeah.
if in her defense, if I'd known the Bruins were on, I wouldn't have been talking to you motherfuckers.
I heard.
If I knew she was laying on the couch, I would have laid on the couch.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more voicemail. This is from our boy Slagoth.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, Trick or Treat Radio?
Hey, man.
I'm just calling in real quick to wish Mr. Mars a very happy birthday. Thinking of you. Love you. Miss you guys. Miss you all. Man. Mars, if I was there, I'd give you a big-ass kiss.
Nice.
Sloppy ones.
Tongue and all, baby.
Nice.
Right down your throat. God damn it. I love you, baby.
Thank you.
Happy
love
birthday, and I hope it's a good one for you, man.
Thank you.
Thinking about you, here for you, whatever you need. Love you, baby. Love light with just a sprinkle of darkness.
It's gonna be.
I said, God damn, happy birthday.
Wow. It's gonna be a bad one though.
That was Raven Shadow's Foley.
You know, I have to fucking work for the first time in the history of my birthdays ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've worked on my birthday almost every year.
No, I never have. Every once in a while, like a dumb job would schedule me, I just wouldn't go.
It's good.
So don't go to this one.
Yeah, what's making you go this time?
Because kids aren't self-sufficient.
Just leave some water out and a can of ravioli. This is what I did.
A can of ravioli.
And a bottle opener.
Tony going to deliver it?
And the can opener. Let's
Oh, they got the Pop Tops now.
The Pop Tops.
You can open that. If you can't open a Pop Top.
I like s'mores Pop Tops.
Yeah. Send Fast Tony.
You just watch the hair.
Pop Tops.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
All right, so that is it for voicemail. You guys are awesome. Loved hearing from every single one of you.
Thank you so much.
And I hope to hear from you all again next week with your Fangoria moments. Yeah. And so now we have, just to wrap up, everyone who hasn't mentioned their cinematic giant.
I think Gary's just trying to make me fart again.
No, he's staring at you for packing up. You can't wait to get out of here, Mars.
No, I just didn't want to forget my toys.
All right, so for me, I don't even know if they had names. I don't remember. But I'm going to say I loved probably the movie. I was going to say Fezzik, but obviously that one's taken. My runner-up is War of the Gargantuas.
Good one.
And do you guys know if they even had names? The monsters?
I think that they were
They're
like
just-
green and brown.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually, I think, a sequel to Frankenstein Conquers the
Frankenstein,
World.
yeah, because there's Frankenstein's
So
monsters.
one of them is Frankenstein.
I'm looking at something here. Sonda versus Gyra.
Yeah, well, they probably. I'm just talking about the
Yeah.
American.
It's sequel to Frankenstein Conquers the World.
So one was Frankenstein.
It says a green one raised in the sea named Gyra, which from Kai, which means sea, is violent and savage, while a brown one who resides in the Japanese Alps named Sonda. Okay, so it was Gyra versus Sonda. So I don't know. I don't remember them mentioning their names very much in the movie, but yeah, War of the Gargantuas would be mine. I'm gonna go with those two fucking giants. What do you got, Raven Shadow?
How about the Iron Giant?
Yeah, okay. I was surprised that no one had mentioned the Iron Giant yet.
Superman.
Vin
Got that
Diesel
on Blu-ray for Christmas.
Yeah, the movie's dope.
Yeah, it's one tugs the heartstrings, huh?
Yeah, a little moved.
Little movement or a little moved?
Both.
Jesus
What do you think
Christ.
of that? I like Hank Pym.
Hank Pym, yep.
Giant Man, a.k.a. Goliath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you gotta keep naming
He's
some.
good. Yeah.
All right.
Colossal Boy from Legion of Superheroes. He grew big.
Who was the giant from the villain team that had a brain for a head?
Oh, the V something.
I don't know.
Valis.
Maybe
Purple.
He was purple and white.
For some reason, Elastigirl got really big.
Because she could grow.
That's it. That's all she did, though.
Right.
From Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who else has not answered the question yet?
Me.
Go ahead.
Well, I have a whole list of them.
All right,
But,
run through them all. Let's take another hour and go
well,
through 'em.
there's the Jolly Green Giant.
Jolly Green Giant.
You know? My favorite, though, is, and he doesn't have a name. He was never given a name. He's just a giant guy. He's got a small part in the film of Time Bandits, and that's the giant that has the boat on his head.
And the
the ship on his head.
Yeah. It looks kind of like the way Raven J draws you, doesn't he?
I always dug him.
He's great.
I always dug him. And,
I haven't seen that. I used to watch that movie every fucking day on HBO back in the early 80s.
That movie is such gold.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Such gold. And also Al from Police Squad.
You got a little something on the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
What about Jaws? Jaws. From the James Bond.
Oh, someone mentioned
Someone mentioned him.
And it's hot, too. I think you commented on it.
And Slender Man. I guess Slender Man would be a giant, huh?
What about Hightower from Police Academy?
I was thinking about Hightower.
What about the tall man in Phantasm Ravager?
Yeah, would he be a giant? I guess he could stretch.
Well, he
up.
had those little minions with him, so.
Boy.
I
Yeah,
guess
he looked like
would
a
be
giant next to the Jawas.
How about Jerome from Summer School, whose zipper got stuck?
I don't know if I consider him a giant.
Computer made an error.
Well, if you want to talk about giants like that, then let's talk about House from Police Academy 4.
That's true. How about Psycho Patrick?
Yeah, he is a giant, yeah.
Yeah. Has he grown any since the last time we saw him?
No.
Yeah, he's 8'9" now.
8'9".
He had a big growth spurt in his 30s.
Or Giant Gonzalez.
There you go.
How about Captain Sano?
All right, now I think that's it. Mars, did you mention one?
Yeah.
Jaws.
Tiny from
yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Matthew McGrory.
Real nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never been more in awe and saddened meeting an individual.
Yeah.
Than him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just walking past him on a flight of stairs. I was going up, he was coming down. I think it was me and Tiny White and maybe one other person. We were just in awe and just saddened at the same time watching him trying to walk down a flight of stairs.
He wrote us a nice review of the Deadite show.
Yeah, I've heard, like, I don't believe I've ever met him, but hearing from you guys and also just hearing from other people, like, it seems like a big loss to lose him so early.
He had given me his email in a
Yeah.
weird coincidence.
Yep.
We were at Dynamo's on Grafton Street or Worcester Street, and like I Rock and Shock was coming, like in a couple months, and I had emailed him, and like literally rolled back, and I don't know, like if somebody came in and told me, or I can't, I know I didn't have my phone, so I don't know why I would have gone on the computer, like, but I found out like that he died like within like 2 hours of like just out of the blue email. I had never emailed him before, but like I just out of the blue.
So what you're saying is you killed him.
Wow. All right. Actually, one more giant, Mars, and this is someone the Deadites had met, Wesley Willis. Speaking of late great giants.
My friend Leanne, it was Gabe, was saying that it's the greatest thing the first time you find out that like somebody doesn't know Wesley Willis and you get to play him for him.
I actually just introduced T-Duck to Wesley Willis like a couple weeks ago. So.
See, I would consider that a bad day when you first played him for me.
Wow. All right, well, I think that's going to do it. So let's go around the room and say our goodbyes. Start with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags. Goodbye.
Remember, giants don't die. They live in our hearts and our minds and their stories. And if
the hell lives in your mind?
They do that, then we're all immortal, Tiny. Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
I forget about that.
I'll miss everybody when I'm gone.
You ain't going anywhere.
My life, I'm probably gonna die going down the stairs.
Right before episode 300.
Yeah,
right.
because I'm gonna push you.
And so it's Dynamo's penultimate appearance.
What is penultimate? Say that again.
Penultimate.
Remember, children, wherever you go, there you are.
What's the weird fucking
penultimate? All right, well, that is going to do it. Man, first time under 3 hours, and I don't even know how long. But I wanted to keep it short. We got a big show for you guys next week. We're probably going to go longer than usual.
Oh yeah, we all got to limber up for next week.
Yeah, get naps in, guys. Who knows? We never know how long it's going to go. But next week, episode 300, guys. It is, I guess it's a milestone. But we're just really excited to talk about Fangoria and what it meant to us and to all of you. And we're going to have some people from Fangoria, past, present, future, hopefully. So come back and join us for episode 300. We'd love to have a huge turnout live. So if Chatwing isn't working, we might do this again on YouTube.
To be honest.
Yeah, I just like having it on the website.
Yeah,
so. But maybe I'll see if there's a way I can embed the chat. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a nice turnout tonight and a lot of great voicemails. So thank you to all 8 people that sent voicemails. We appreciate it. And big happy birthday to Dynamo Mars.
Thanks.
It is in 2 minutes your birthday.
Wow.
We're going to finish right before your birthday. That's a good present.
Yeah, I'll be dead.
You're not going to fucking be dead.
Please.
So we'll see you guys next week for episode 300. Thanks again. And make sure to get those Fangoria memories in. podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Send us your emails, your voicemails. We'd love to hear your voices. So, you know what? We want to hear from everyone. I want to hear from fucking Kostroma, Russia. I want to hear from fucking Finland. Yep. I want to hear from all over the world. If Fangoria affected you guys at all, I want to fucking hear from you. I want to hear those people in Japan that listen and don't fucking and don't ever leave voicemails. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from everyone all over the world. So if you guys have never left a voicemail and Fangoria affected you in some manner or fashion, let us know. Reach out to us. We would absolutely love to hear from you guys. And hopefully we'll get some good guests for you guys, and it's going to be fun. So we'll join you next week for episode 300. Super excited. Can't wait. And it's going to fucking do it. It's going to do it right at the stroke of midnight. So we'll see you guys next week for episode 300.